New York. All right, yep, right now. New York just went above Los Angeles in the opener of the NFL.
No, they didn't. It was 10-10.
It was 10-10, but Buffalo just scored. New York just scored.
Oh, yeah.
Beating LA.
Cool.
Things are feeling normal. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to
No News
Is the News.
No News is the News.
That's our new name.
Yes.
Our new name is No News is the News. I'm doing some liquid U's there.
And the reason that our name is No News is the News is because we're going to take you on a journey of watching the news.
Watching the news.
For the next 10 weeks.
Yeah, because what's happening in 9 weeks? The election.
The election.
And then, we need the next one to, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Just
summarize that no news occurred on the news, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you there. That was very rude to start this whole thing off.
It's very rude, Alex. Well, I don't know what
I feel very much like an insurrectionist. I'm sorry.
But
I apologize.
Yep. To start off, I saw this news story. DoorDash customer says delivery driver ate his chicken wings. Ate surprising note in bag. You know what the note said?
What?
Fuck you. No, I didn't say fuck you.
What did it say?
It said, I'm sorry I ate your food. I'm broke and hungry. Consider it like you're paying it forward. I'm quitting this lame ass job anyway. Be blessed. And a lot of the things are like be blessed was a B, like the letter B.
Oh,
like
no.
I'm sorry I ate was ate, and it was cho, CHO food.
H-O food.
And it's pretty disgusting.
H-O food.
But that's life in a nutshell. Your DoorDash delivery driver eating your chicken wings.
Bro, I ate your food. I'm sorry. I'm just prepping us for our show here.
Yeah.
So this is how this is all going to work.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go through some categories. We're going to start with the early news. That news that's the news. That news around 5 to 7 o'clock.
The grandparent news.
The grandparent news.
Yeah.
And then we're going to move into that, I accidentally watched it kind of news, which is the primetime news. And then we fill it with our, oh my God, these people are super popular.
Yeah.
We got to follow them like a cult type news.
Yeah.
And then we're going to check out the people that people follow on the internet that think that they're telling the news. So we got Joe Rogan and Tim Pool. So, all that no news.
The extremities. Yeah.
And then after the end of that,
yeah,
we'll check out some late night programming.
Yeah.
And even some conservative alternatives to late night programming. And
there's conservative alternatives to late night programming?
Yeah, they actually take place in the AM though. And that's a joke, but that's also true. Because I'm talking about Steven Crowder. And that, he's doing those parodies now. And he's kind of falling more into the late night category. He's claiming to be late night. And then you got Gutfeld, which is basically just a newscaster that's pretending to be a Republican or something.
Yeah. I do have to say their comedy is getting a little bit better on Gutfeld.
The sketches are okay.
The sketches are getting pretty better. I mean, they were really a big bad at first, but then
it's also weird to me that they're journalists all day, and then they're let's go do cell phone sketches for Gutfeld. And you're why can't you can't there's apparently this huge movement, you have the whole Blacks for Trump, you have all these different movements. You can't just get 10 people that are sketch comedy based that might, lean centrist or centrist Republican.
I don't know. I looked up
to maybe do their sketches for them. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I looked up the Blacks for Trump guy who's in the background of the rally, and he has a
of the
website,
rally.
The website.
Which rally? You're just of the rally.
Of the latest rally. There's a guy in the back, and he had this thing, and it was gods2.com, and if you look it up, it's it's old school internet page. Yeah. It's old school. It was a little nostalgic, but I don't think that guy would be making any sketches anytime soon.
No, he's not making.
At least not funny ones.
No, but It was pretty beautiful mind, that page.
It's a very beautiful mind.
It
Yeah,
was
if you
pretty
want to
much
check it out,
like
check
a
it out.
scanned PDF that was like 80 pages long, and you're
It was
like,
a lot.
this is why.
And you're like, that guy's a real guy. Because, like, you know, you're like, is this a paid actor that's just in the back? No, that's just the crazy guy. It's a crazy guy.
But then the liberals will tell you that it's Trump's fault, that Trump created that guy, and that guy would have just been, you know, being a normal guy. But Trump came along and blew his
went,
fucking world.
He went like,
and it's just like all of a sudden that man became crazy in PDF 80 pages of random documents.
He'd have 88 pages online of something
Of
else.
something else, exactly. It'd be like, oh, the fucking moon landing or whatever. Like, that person's always gonna exist. We can't change them.
Yeah.
But
anyway, so we switched it from being just headlines because we really stopped kind of being just headlines a while back. And I was really skeptical. I was like, Alex, I don't think we can call ourselves just headlines. And Alex was like, no, we have to keep the name. We have to keep the name because we're like a brand. And then today he's like, I think we should change the name.
Well, I just wanted to differentiate this show from that show. I feel like that show had so many experiments and so many different formats that eventually it was just like, all right, let's just not. We don't even have a handle on this anymore.
And now we know exactly what format we're gonna stick to for the rest.
No, we've already set this up. This is exactly what this is. This is an experiment over 10 weeks. 10 weeks of news. 10 weeks of watching all sides.
10 weeks is so long, Alex.
And we'll see if we can survive watching everyone say that the other person's a Nazi for 10 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know that like my mental health can deal with this.
Okay, I have a little.
You're already cheersing empty wine.
No, I was gonna say there's a little drip left, and I was gonna save this, and I completely forgot.
Cheers.
Rest in peace, the Queen of England.
And Viva la Revolution.
Now we have a king. There's now we don't, because we're not the UK. But now there is a king of England again after how many years? So we'll see what this brings. But yeah. So rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth II, right? She was Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah, because the first was the one with Shakespeare, and so we had to wait longer. So
this one did less genocide. Well, just a little bit.
But anyway, this last little drip.
Little less genocide.
Last little drip is for you, Queen Elizabeth. I only watched like.
What does Charles get? What does our king? What does our new king get? We have a king now. Well, we don't have.
We don't have a king, Alex. We have succeeded.
This is like I saw this meme.
Over there. I don't want that on this table.
I saw this meme today, and I sent it to Kim. It was really funny. There was this guy that was like, Joe Biden had posted like, "It's another day in America," and the guy's like, "Joe Biden's not my president," and this other person was like, "Oh, so are you a Trump supporter?" And the man responded, "No, I live in India." And it was just like, nothing was better than that joke that I don't think was like intentional than that in my day. And let's start it all off. Right? You ready?
Let's do it. Like we might as well just like quit the bullshit and dive in.
You keep pausing and like listening. Like you're like okay, here he goes.
To you?
Yeah. And you're like, you want to move on though.
I want to start watching.
You want to move on and not.
Let's do this. It took us a very long time to set this up today.
Maybe we just sit in this moment forever though, and we don't move on.
I am really comfortable here, and I really don't want to move.
In order to move on, you do need to put your earpiece in, because it's time to be a CIA operative. It's time to look at the news, all of the news, the left news, the right news. The center
Is this
news,
everything everywhere all at once?
It's all.
Anyway, we scared our dog. You can't see her next to us, but she was like, what?
But yeah, so come on this journey with us. Let's see if we can survive the next 10 weeks.
Okay. Being
impartial to the news, starting with Fox News and The Five.
The Five. Which isn't it like the most
This is
the
the number one news program in America.
In America.
Hello,
they started with
Queen
Elizabeth
along with Judge
II.
Janine Pirro, Jessica Tarlov, Jesse Waters, and Greg Gutfeld. It's 5 o'clock in New York City, and this is The Five. Fox News alert: Queen Elizabeth II has died.
But still, like the most.
It's always 5 angry white people.
History. The 96-year-old monarch passing away peacefully this afternoon, surrounded by the royal family who rushed to be by her bedside in Balmoral, her country estate in the Scottish Highlands. Crowds are gathering outside Buckingham Palace all day to pay their respects as an entire nation mourns the loss of their beloved icon. Queen Elizabeth's son, Prince Charles, now the king of England, the king consort, with the official title of King Charles III.
The man is
Charles
just
calling his mother's death a moment of great sadness for him and the royal family.
the king.
Newly installed British Prime Minister Liz Truss,
76.
who had just met
Hey,
with the
you
Queen
know,
a
The
few days
king.
ago, addressing
We
the nation.
king, you king.
It is
Hey,
a
we
day
already
of
got Joe
great
Biden.
loss. But Queen
That was
Elizabeth
her like 2 days
II
ago? What
leaves
happened?
a great legacy.
Jeez.
She got put down with a pillow.
Today the crown passes.
Liz Truss murdered
As it
her.
has
I
done
think she
for
murdered
more than
her.
a
She was
thousand
like,
years.
I want Trump back.
To
And
our
they're
new
like,
monarch,
time for the pillow.
Our new head of state.
She met with her 2 days ago,
King
and then
Charles
Queen
III.
Elizabeth was like, I can die
We
now.
usher in a new era in the magnificent history of our
Well,
great
I mean,
country.
maybe she was already dead.
Exactly as Her Majesty
You know, this is
would
the
have
monarchy we're talking
wished, by
about.
saying the words,
She could have been
God
dead a
save
week
the
ago.
king.
Well,
and
this-
they would have just been like,
well, this-
you gotta put her
The
through
news breaking this
first.
morning,
Because we
Judge.
can't have
Yeah,
that
they
shit
just
happen on the same
photoshopped that
day.
photo over there. She
Doctors
looked
issued a
way
statement
healthy
saying,
there.
"We are
Can you
concerned for her
believe if they did this on
health."
the same
And the
day?
Brits
Like, if
have
they're like,
been
oh yeah,
things.
that
So
and
that was
that.
said
You know
on
what I do
everyone
have to
know,
say,
okay,
though?
this
It's
could
like-
really be it, and unfortunately
So
it
the
was.
first,
I like
so
what,
we
the
get
Prime
they get the
Minister said,
first
a great
British
legacy.
woman prime
She
minister,
did have a great
and
legacy.
then the
I mean,
Queen
she's the only
dies.
queen that
So
I've
clearly,
ever
there
known,
it's like you
and-
can't have
and most
two
of the
women be in
people,
charge of the
in the
UK.
last
You can't have
70 years
both.
have known
It has to be
anybody.
either like just
And,
one.
you know, as an
You can't have
American, I
a
always
woman
looked at
prime
her
minister
as
and the
someone who was
woman,
incredibly
know,
No,
queen.
you have to have a king.
You have to have
a
a
king
man.
that's 76 years old.
She was the queen.
Yeah.
She had a front row seat to history.
It's-
She was.
It's
she
super
was
weird
the
to me that
queen
Fox
when
News gets
Winston
really
Churchill was
sentimental
prime
whenever
minister.
anyone old dies.
I mean,
They're
this
like,
is
monumental,
World War
dude.
II,
She was like
apparently
queen
was a
for like how
driver
many
and a
years?
mechanic and part
76
of the
but like,
years,
can we,
70 some.
like
She was
every
a
other day, they're
who
like, did you see the
incredibly
border?
was America's
She was
And then
like-
today they're like,
women
the
and
Queen of
work in the
England
workforce
died.
in
I'm a
the
reporter
60s and the
now.
70s.
Have you
She
not
was
watched The
doing
Crown,
it
Alex?
In the 50s.
I
She
haven't
was
really.
young.
I watched
She
like
was
the first
queen at
three
20
First three
episodes.
episodes?
I watched up
Mother,
until she
a
became the
wife,
queen,
she
and
was
then I was like,
pretty
oh,
baller.
yeah.
When the one guy was like
Such
coughing,
elegance,
like
such
in his
calm, such
like
finesse.
blood or
She was
whatever.
Was it John Lithgow? Was it John
And then you
Lithgow?
think about
No, it was not John Lithgow.
riding horses. Ronald Reagan.
I thought he was it John Lithgow? I thought he was
John
not
Lithgow
Joe.
was the
As the
king.
queen was. She was to
And the
me,
most
essence
fucking like
of
prominent
balance.
story
And she's gone through
experience
so much in the last
of the
few
fucking
years, and yet
monarchy,
she
like pretty
remained
much funded by them.
and kind
You're like-
and apparently a very giving woman. And she is really a.
This is
a-
it. This is
a-
the end. I'm
someone
nervous
that
about
we
the
can
UK.
all
This is
model
not
ourselves
good.
after.
Because
No,
like
this is not good. It's time for the revolution.
Their
And being
prime
the
minister
woman
Boris
who can
Johnson
run a
was,
house
had to
and the
step down
country.
after a scandal.
In fact,
and
when you
then
mentioned
like
Margaret
they're
Thatcher,
like
it makes me remember
their
that
country's
at the
falling apart
time,
because
Queen
of
Elizabeth
inflation
II
and
Margaret
gas
Thatcher
and
were the two
energy
most
and all that
powerful women,
shit, and then
right,
they get a
in the
female prime
world.
minister, and then the queen
something
dies.
to be said now, I guess, for the passing of the
just
baton
saying.
to Liz Truss, as that her first official assignment is to take the nation through this funeral
It's
process.
just really weird.
Absolutely,
I
I'm
just
sure that
find it
was
really weird
something
how they like all of a
incredibly
sudden
special
act
for Prime
appropriate.
Minister
I'm
Truss.
Like
really
they would on
get
any
that
other day they would be
opportunity,
doing
and
exactly what we're
you can't
doing.
help but think,
They would be like
since it was
they'd be
just
like
48
this is
hours
not good for the
later, that
monarchy.
we really wanted to be
This is
there, that
gonna
it was important
they're gonna
for her to
revolt.
stand there with
Now there's
next
no
Prime
king.
Minister and
Who's
female
this
Prime
guy?
Minister and
76.
welcome her
Like that's Fox
into
News.
that role, even
Respect.
though
But like today they're just like being all nice and
She murdered her
appropriate.
after that.
in
I'm
terms
just
of
Watch, I
being
bet you
Prime Minister.
anything, all the news
And
is
so
gonna
I
be all
lived in
nice
London
and be
for
like,
6
oh my
years.
god, this
I was there for the
100-year-old
royal
lady
wedding,
died.
when Kate got married,
What a
was-
fucking tragedy.
You just
Oh, that
couldn't
was
help
a big one.
but
She's
get
the
into
queen.
as
Fucking
much as they would ever think
96.
about monarchy,
I know.
and you know we could have
Look at her
conversations
rolling
about
up in the
history
fucking
of
car.
colonialism and all of that.
She's queen.
It's special, and the place that these
The
royals hold,
queen, it's just
in the
bitch. They
hearts
got
of
like
people
fed
in the
government
UK
money
and
for her
across the
entire life.
Commonwealth
All right, let's move
is
on. Let's move on to
not
something else.
to be
Yeah.
All
trifled
right,
with,
so
and
now we got
It's all gonna be the queen.
the beat with Ari Fleischer.
I mean, I do have to say she did
Ari
live
Melber.
long. You say live long the queen, you know, long live the queen.
The
She-
beat on MSNBC.
With us. Thanks to all of you
They're in
for
our
letting
homes.
us into your homes on this most extraordinary day of news. We are so grateful. The Beat with Ari Melber starts right now. Hi, Ari.
Hi, Nicole. Thank
See,
you very
look,
much.
they all
Welcome to
acting
The Beat,
nice.
everyone. I
Oh,
am Ari
again.
Melber.
They're all
Yeah.
fucking
And on
acting
tonight's
nice.
broadcast, the
They're
death
like,
of Queen
oh my
Elizabeth
God,
I mean, she
I
didn't
can't
do that.
believe the Queen is dead. Guys,
we will be reporting tonight
guys,
on her life, her
we were
legacy,
going to have
the
a show
ties to the
tonight,
United
but
States
instead
and
it
why
was
this
so
is such a
somber.
large
This
other
100-year-old
news.
lady died.
right now.
Oh, other
Also,
news.
other news here at home. The Justice Department is formally appealing a federal judge's decision that went against the Garland DOJ that requires the appointment of
such a
special
news
master.
story.
To
Wait, so now
review the
they're trying to
documents seized
fight the
from
special
Garland's
master?
Mar-a-Lago property. That is a big development in this clash. We have that story later, as well as Steve Bannon. the
Oh,
chief
and now
New York,
Bannon was.
for new criminal
Bannon
charges,
was arrested
money
in New
laundering,
York. That
defrauding
was supposed to be the story
his
today, but
own
then
MAGA supporters,
lady
a story that
died.
Nicole and our colleagues have been covering today, and we have.
We're gonna have to talk about this 100-year-old lady dying
We
first.
begin here with the United Kingdom and really much of the world in mourning. Queen Elizabeth II dying at 96 years old. Now, she sat on the throne, as you have probably heard, for a full 70 years. If that sounds like an extraordinary long time, even for a monarchy, that's because it is. It was indeed the longest reigning British monarch ever. Her son, Prince Charles, is now officially King Charles III. Mourners are outside Buckingham Palace. You can see that there in the evening. A makeshift memorial has been
Are they just
growing.
people that are like, oh, this
The
is
Queen
supposed to be
passed
cool?
away in Scotland at the family's summer vacation home, Balmoral Castle, where she had actually been living for most of the duration of the last 2 years. The post on that gate: the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. That is how the world learned of this.
Just wrote out a piece of paper and just like hung it out the gate.
Through the gates. And
Hey, yo,
a day
she's
both
dead.
of great ceremony. And
Didn't
history
call
and
anybody, didn't send
circumstance
another
for
press release. They
the
just
British
fucking
people, for the
put it in
monarchy,
a piece of
but
paper,
also,
held it
as
up.
always, when it comes to human lives, a deep and personally sad day for that family that is in mourning. Prince Harry was seen in the back seat of this car in Scotland there. And Queen Elizabeth was a global figure known for many things, including her compassion. And
again, like,
in that
I just
long
wanna-
duration that I mentioned, she
Longest
in a very
living
real way, lived
monarch.
through tectonic shifts in the
compassion.
monarchy and foreign policy, post-colonialism.
Longest
many,
living monarch.
many different
She was known for
phases
her
of
compassion.
life and governance were, in some sense, intersecting with and
rule.
overseen by her rule.
She was
You
compassionate
want to look at it
with her
through
rule.
our lens here at home and think about how many different eras we've had that we sometimes mark by our elected national leaders, by our presidents. Well,
Oh my God, they got some
we checked.
footage
She
of her
met
at Trump.
with 14
Yeah,
different American
Biden and her
presidents
never met.
across
Yeah, because of
7
COVID.
decades.
Oh no, there he is.
President Biden, on that note, releasing a statement saying the Queen was a stateswoman of unmatched dignity and constancy who
White
deepened
House
the
said that.
bedrock
He didn't
alliance
say that.
between the UK
He
and
couldn't
the
possibly
US.
say that.
We'll have more on the
But
foreign
now,
policy relationship
Trump.
here between the United States and the
MSNBC
UK.
gonna spin this
Two
shit
countries
real
that
quick,
at
you know
various
it.
periods in history have really been
They're
seen
like,
as the
we
leader
get it, she died,
of
and
democracy, of empire,
let's talk about Trump.
of policies both that spread around the world and some policies that have been vociferously and widely criticized. Just 2 days ago is the last photo that we know of showing the Queen in public, doing a public act. She was appointing a new
That does
prime
not look like
minister.
her. I think she died and they cast
Yeah.
a lookalike
Live pictures
Yeah.
of
to do
the
it because
British
they needed to do
Yeah,
it.
that looks like an old lady in a wig.
President Biden visiting.
not look like
She's
her.
like, I'm dressed as the
well as
queen.
what you
I'm
see
just an
here,
old lady.
Our
I'm the
president
queen.
signing a condolence book. We have this story covered
What's he
for you
doing?
tonight, and we want to begin with NBC's Keir Simmons live from Buckingham Palace. Keir?
Well, Larry, tonight there are crowds outside Buckingham Palace, much as there were crowds outside this same palace just a few months ago when the Queen celebrated her Jubilee, her 70 years on the throne. Anyone who has been here to London on vacation will know exactly
on
where I
vacation.
am. It is famous, the world
He's been here on
famous mile to
vacation.
my right.
On vacation,
been
not
here
for
on
any other
Victoria,
anything else.
The last great monarch,
If
perhaps.
you like
Now
me,
we will
have
say
been here
Queen
on
Elizabeth
vacation.
II was the last great monarch.
It's a pretty wonderful
like
place
it's-
to be on vacation.
It's like being in front of like Epcot
Just
and be
think
like,
about
if
this,
anyone knows,
Larry,
on vacation.
when,
This is
Queen
Epcot.
Elizabeth
That would make more
was
sense.
born.
Like,
With
this is a
apologies,
city.
Keir,
This is
I
a-
will come back to you. We're going to listen to the president.
What is this video?
We are looking at what is live footage here of President Biden as he leaves the British embassy. We got
That
some
was the
notation
worst
that
video.
you might speak, so we were
Just
taking
like
a while to
backs
bring
the
Chris
head.
Simmons back.
Yeah,
I would
like
say
it
apologies,
wasn't
sir,
even
and
a
I think
shooting,
we
but it was
did
filmed like
what
one.
we wanted to see if the president
What the fuck
going
was
to speak.
that?
Please continue.
They're like, oh, we're gonna get a live shot of Biden, and they're like, sorry, I only filmed tops of foreheads.
Both presidents. And
Someone was not paying attention. They were slacking off at their job.
Sorry.
Someone was
I
quiet
was
quitting
texting
today.
my mom.
Someone was quiet.
He was holding it one-handed, texting his mom.
No, someone was quiet quitting. Like,
Sorry.
oh, I'll get to
Now there are
it.
folks outside
Well, look at that dude wearing all
holding up
like
cell phones.
bright clothes.
Something that she and her family would.
All right.
All right,
On to the next one.
It's all the queen. It's all the
It
queen.
is special report with Brock Brown. Fox News.
Why does she have a unicorn
That's it
mug?
for us, everyone. Special reports up next. Hey, Brett.
She's gay.
Yeah, thank you.
She doesn't know if he's gay.
Good evening, welcome to Washington. I'm Brett Baer. Breaking tonight, you're looking
they got a
live
much better
at the
video.
Wow.
British Embassy
So it seems
in
like Fox
Washington.
News know how to
President Biden
film.
just made an unscheduled stop there with the first
Not like
lady to sign
fucking
the-
hurricane footage like MSNBC.
There you see the ambassador Karen
And it's
Pierce,
not really that hard to
British
follow this man
ambassador
either.
to
He is
the
walking
US.
pretty slow.
Wait, let's see if we
That's
can
at
see
the
like the MSNBC
UK
guy like trying
embassy
to.
here in Washington. The world
Where were
is
they?
reacting to the death of Queen Elizabeth II.
Oh, no, this is before.
The
He
British
just, like,
monarch died today
writes in a
at
book.
Balmoral Castle, the
Well, it's
Queen's
lagging
summer
still,
home in Scotland. Let's listen in here, see if we can hear something from the president.
If you would like to serve.
He has something he's copying. So
What?
he
Why are we watching this as a public? Like, why is this a live event? They're like, live event. He's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna sign this book.
No, but did you see that he brought like a piece of paper out so that he can copy it? It's
Oh,
already,
he's
pre-printed.
copying a piece of paper.
Yeah. He brought out a piece of
Jesus
paper.
Christ.
See, look at that. See, he's got like a
This
note.
man's gonna die in a day as well.
Unless that's his like, yeah. See, look, there it is, and he's like looking
Yeah.
at it and he's writing it.
Yeah, he is.
He's like-
It's printed.
He's like, I only hope I could be like you and serve 70 years as president. I mean, queen. I want to be queen.
Queen. I want to be
Oh,
queen.
I just
Queen.
can't wait to be queen.
Queen,
No, that-
queen of the wet ass pussies.
No, so Prince Charles was like, when he was a kid, he saw Lion King, and he was like, oh, I just can't wait to be king. And then like,
And then his mom just never died.
never died.
Just never died.
Well, I guess he was like an adult.
Wow, what an awesome fucking thing that we're watching live.
White House press
Say,
corps.
you
They're
can
like,
even read it
we're gonna cut
aloud.
it live to Joe Biden writing on a piece of
A lot
paper.
of sounds to signing a condolence
Oh, he's signing a
book.
condolence
But
book.
a
Taking a
world
while.
reaction of outpouring of emotion,
Oh my
condolences
God,
to the
it's
royal
so
family.
sad. This
from
100-year-old
around the
fucking
world
queen
for
died.
Queen Elizabeth II, 70 years
This ruler.
as monarch.
Why are we
of the UK.
fucking treating this
The
person like
longest
they're not
reign
a
of any
fucking monarch?
there.
I mean, I guess, you know, here's the thing.
Isn't
like,
America
Concern
against
over the
monarchs?
failing
And now we're
health,
like,
family
oh, we
members
love this
rushed to be
monarch.
with
This
her.
monarch was the
The
greatest.
Queen's death
Monarchy
at
is
age
amazing.
96 makes her son
Isn't that what the
Charles the king
Revolutionary
of
War was
England.
about?
look, anyone in the
official
government right now
ceremony,
would just like, they would
weeks
kill to
from
be able
now.
to be in
It
power
ends
for
the
70
Oh,
years.
so they're like looking at her as like
Oh,
fucking
okay.
Superman.
Yeah, I have to like run every 4 years.
Looks
This
like the
sucks.
president's
There's
writing
term
quite a bit.
limits.
He
What?
had
This
a
bitch just
long
got the limousine the whole
statement,
time.
released by the White House earlier today. We've also heard statements, paper
What's up with
statements
this, like,
from
feed?
former President Obama.
Like-
The guy can't hold the camera that long because
former
it's just
President
like
Clinton and former
almost
President
boring.
Trump
All right,
putting out
let's move on.
statements
Let's move
of
on.
Condolences to the royal family.
Joe Biden, you know, is Dr. Biden is overlooking him, being like, make sure you don't spell that word
All
wrong.
right, now we got NewsNation, which is saying that they're going to be in the middle on things. So how are they going to be in the middle on the Queen?
Yeah.
They're going to commentate.
It is at the top of the
Joe
hour.
Biden
You're
signing
watching
it?
This is the big
NewsNation
news.
Rush Hour. There
Everyone's
are two
covering
major
it.
stories
Let's see
unfolding
what
in
they
the
do
world
here.
right now. Here at home, a
called
deadly
Rush
shooting
Hour.
rampage across Memphis, Tennessee,
Oh,
leaving
Memphis,
4
Tennessee.
people dead. All new today.
Yeah, that seems
we
like
are
news.
learning new details on the victims in this
Yeah, it makes
tragic
more
attack,
sense than,
including a
oh my
young
God, the
nurse
Queen
killed.
died. Let's spend an hour talking about this monarch.
Also right now,
God
the
damn it.
world mourning the death of the Queen of England, dying today at the age of 96 after 7 decades on the
They're
throne.
not going to start with it, though.
And that is where
Nope.
we
Ah,
are today,
damn.
early. We do want to give you a live look at Buckingham Palace, where it is just after 11 p.m. there. Crowds are gathering there, mourners placing flowers at the gates. And new this hour, President Biden
What is up
paying
with this
his
really
respects
bad
to the Queen
footage?
at the
It's
British
just like,
Embassy
are they
in
in a
Washington,
tunnel
Did someone
somewhere?
film this on a
NewsNation first
Nokia?
reported the Queen's death earlier this afternoon after the palace announced that she passed at her summer residence, Balmoral Castle in Scotland. NewsNation correspondent Paul Gerke joins us live. And Paul, we did know the Queen's health had been declining before today.
Did we? I didn't.
Nicole, this has been a concern for some time now, and the people in the royal family
Why is this
were
guy
prepared
just
for
on a
this
corner in
incident,
New York
even
City?
though it was
Is he
still
like down by Wall
unexpected.
Street? I think
Yeah,
he's down by
he's
Wall
just like
Street.
he's
Orders
like
are
in a
starting to
building.
trickle over to the
Oh.
British Embassy. As
British
you can
Embassy.
see,
that
there's a
makes
makeshift memorial coming together here at the consulate. About
Somebody's
2
gonna go
dozen
steal those
bouquets,
flowers
many
and
of
buy
them bearing well wishes and handwritten notes
Just
for
2
the Queen
dozen.
and her family.
That's it.
As you mentioned, Nicole, this
They're
wasn't
gonna
entirely
steal them
Millions of
though. You
people
know
on that
somebody's gonna steal this fucking
grave
thing.
concern over her condition this morning, advising the 96-year-old to rest and keeping her under medical supervision. And as word of her condition quickly spread, her family raced to Scotland to be by the Queen's side in her
She was in
final
Scotland and
moments.
she died? Oh, wait, what?
Also, that's not England, right?
Queen Elizabeth's
Like, she
sons,
should have been in
Prince
Wales.
Andrew and Edward, and grandson Prince
Scotland.
William, touched down in Aberdeen. Then raced to Balmoral Castle, the family's summer estate, to be at her side. There they were joined by the Queen's other children, Anne and Charles, the latter soon to become king. Prince Harry
And then he
arrived
fucking
hours
pillowed
later,
her.
after the Queen's death.
Like,
without
today,
Meghan
bitch.
Markle. William's
Oh.
wife, Kate Middleton, Duchess of Cambridge, also did not join the
Damn.
family.
Oh!
Markle
Crowds
and,
gathered at
and,
Fucking
and.
what a
Both
shitty
were
fucking
rainbow,
guy.
As Britons waited
No,
for
it was the
updates on
wives.
the
The
only
wives
monarch most
didn't.
of them
It was
had
just the
ever
sons.
known.
Oh, the wives.
Everybody
Oh,
is really
okay.
stressed about it, you know. We had her for 70 years.
And when her death notice was posted outside the Buckingham Palace gates, the throngs of mourners
Yep,
proclaimed
she
the
dead.
rendition
Oh,
of God
what?
Save the Queen.
They're all drunk.
Look at all the sheep.
The
Look at all the
official website
sheep.
of the
No.
royal
They're
family
such nice
has since
sheep.
gone black. It now bears nothing but a portrait of the Queen and a brief message
their official
about her
website?
passing.
Queen Elizabeth II was the rock on which modern Britain
You
was
fucking know
built.
she wasn't in that meeting.
Newly named Prime Minister Liz Truss,
That is not
who
her.
officially
She does not
stepped
look
into
like
the
she
role
would
That
die
is
like 2
not
days
her.
later.
Tuesday, issued brief, somber remarks.
The death of Her Majesty the Queen is a huge shock to the nation and to the world.
No, they just knew that
Oh,
if
here's
the
that
pri-
video
New
again.
monarch, who will be known as King Charles III, will address the nation tomorrow.
Oh my God,
In the
what?
meantime,
Why do they
reactions
have that
pouring
same
in from
footage?
world
And why are they
leaders,
showing that same
including
footage?
Joe Biden.
Why is everybody like, look at the back of these
She
heads?
defined an era,
Breaking news, the
adding,
back of these
in
heads.
a world of constant change, she was a steady.
That means that everybody in America has one person over there filming that.
But how many people are standing there?
There's all those people, and there's only one American sending the feed over to all of us.
Okay, but like, why is he? Okay.
There's one feed. That's crazy. All right. That's crazy. There's just one feed. All right. The Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer.
To our viewers in the
Well,
United
they're all
States and
going for
around the
this.
world, welcome to the
You know
Situation
everyone
Room.
wants
We
to
have
watch
breaking
this.
Mourners
gonna have
are
breaking
crowding
news.
outside
Breaking news.
Buckingham
She
Palace
died.
tonight. The
Like we
British
know.
people paying their respects and sharing in the loss of their queen,
I love that
Elizabeth
Charles becomes
II.
king.
Britain's
This is great.
longest-serving monarch, dead at the age of 96 after 70 extraordinary years on the throne. The palace says she died peacefully at Balmoral Castle in Scotland, where her closest relatives are gathered right now, including the new king, Charles III. He's calling this a moment of the greatest sadness for him and for all
But
members
like, why are we
of the
playing this
royal
like
family.
every single day on the
Welcome
news?
to
They're
our
like,
viewers here in the
these
United
people
States
are
and
the
around the
problem.
world.
These people are the
I'm
problem.
Blitzer
And
in
then
the
today,
Situation
every
Room
single
with
one of them are like,
CNN.
all right,
Special live
push the fucking
coverage
rest in peace
of the
button
death
and let's
of
all
Queen
play the
Elizabeth.
fucking jazz music. And just like act like we give a fuck. This is a fucking queen who ran a monarchy for 70 years. Do you understand what that is?
We have extensive live
And then she
coverage
died
coming
at
up.
like
Here you
almost
see the
100 years
President
old
of the
at
United
96
States.
years.
President Biden, he's at the British Embassy right
And
now.
we're like, oh,
Paying his
no.
respects. He's signing the book of condolences over at the British Embassy.
It's
here in
9/11, guys. It's
Washington,
9/11. This
D.C.
100-year-old
And there with the
fucking
British
queen
ambassador to the
died.
United States,
No,
Karen
this is in
Pearson,
Washington,
the
D.C.
First Lady
he's
of the
signing
United
it.
States,
Yeah.
Dr.
And they
Joe
still can't
Biden
get a good
as
feed.
well.
I don't
We're going to monitor what
Oh,
the president
yeah,
is
I
doing
thought this was
over
in
the British
London.
Embassy.
No.
We anticipate he will be saying something
Things can get
about
it feed in
Queen
DC.
Elizabeth expressing his condolences, paying his respect to the United
so
Kingdom, to
ridiculous.
the British
It's so
monarchy.
fake.
We will have
It's like
live
they all have the
footage
same
of that
footage.
coming up.
It's so fake,
But
and they all have the
I
same
want to bring
footage.
in Max Foster
So,
right now.
so nobody
He's over
could
at
bear
Buckingham
bring their
Palace
own camera down there.
watching
They
all
all
of
had
this
to
history
keep the
unfold
same
for us.
footage.
Max,
I'm so cold.
truly
It's very
significant
cold.
moments unfolding.
I think the ghost of the Queen is coming.
Longest-serving head of state in the
haunting
world,
us.
longest-serving monarch in British
Yeah.
history. It's something that I think people are really struggling to take in, even though we knew the inevitable would be coming at some point.
Oh
The
my
crowd
God!
behind me,
Like,
they
why
are
the fuck are you?
sometimes celebrating.
She's
It's a bit of a party
old
atmosphere
lady that died.
sometimes, but most of the time,
I don't fucking get it. And she wasn't even a good
deeply
one.
moving as well.
It's not like you're like Mother Teresa died. You're like the fucking queen, the monarch, the person that ruled over people.
She held onto that.
Yeah, held onto this fucking thing for 70 years. Died at 96, and we're all like, oh no, she fucking old lady died.
Movements because she was in Scotland.
Old lady died today. Oh no.
Wait, they have 14 Commonwealth realms, including Canada and Australia, huh?
But from tomorrow,
Wait, Canada and Australia is a realm? I'm sorry, wait.
They're just like claiming shit now?
I'm sorry, huh?
Yeah, now Canada and Australia are realms of the UK.
Who's spoken today, but all world leaders
What are the
around the
other
world
ones?
are equally bemused by what's happened. She was,
The other
I think,
realms?
the most revered
Wow, she
head of
outlived
state
7
in the
popes.
world. When
That's what I'm fucking saying. Like we're a bit shocked to hear this 100-year-old fucking asshole that ruled over people for 70 years died.
Looked up to her, I think the world
This
over.
billionaire
They certainly
that
did.
fucking has
Really
blood money that
moments
runs fucking 2,000 years
unfolding
deep.
Right now, Max, stand by.
Ooh,
You're our.
I'm yawning.
Max Foster is our royal
Oh
correspondent
no!
watching all of
Oh,
this
poor
unfold.
fucking old
Caitlin
lady.
Collins
Let's see
is
what
our
else we
chief-
got.
Poor old lady
It'll
died.
be a short episode. It's
All
really
right,
nothing.
now on to these are the local news, national news programs. So we got evening news on CBS.
And with more local news.
And the evening news is going to do what?
The same.
Oh my God! There's a 100-year-old lady that died. She died, Kim.
Tonight, the life and legacy of Queen Elizabeth II, Britain's longest-serving monarch, dies at the age of 96. The Queen passed peacefully at her Balmoral Castle in Scotland. The official announcement from Buckingham Palace. Her family rushing to be by her side, including her son.
All this Black Lives Matter.
Is at Buckingham Palace as thousands gather more.
Oh no! This monarch died.
Was the rock.
This billionaire that fucking stole money from everyone died after 70 years.
Wow, you're really bitter.
70-year reign.
No, like people pay taxes to just fund her life. And then everyone watches this bitch die and goes, no, I should have died. Great, now I have to pay the fucking taxes. Don't let the next king come in. Like, that's so dumb. The guy's 76. He can't rule shit. Why are you just gonna pay his fucking life for no reason?
Oh, here we go.
Presidents, first as princess, then as queen.
Joe Biden's condolences are just writing on a pad.
Through 70 years
Don't
of
talk, sir.
history.
Don't talk, sir.
And finally, the Queen's legacy. We talked to
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Then NBC and Lester Holt. And what's he gonna do?
It's the Queen.
Boom.
Do you want to come over and join? Come here. Come here.
Oh, he's serious about it though.
Historic 70 years on the British
Here, Elaine,
throne.
join
a pillar
us.
of Great Britain and
Hello.
beyond in a
Welcome to the
constantly
podcast,
changing world. Her reign beginning when Winston Churchill was prime minister. The last image of the Queen when she appointed a new prime minister just 2 days ago. Her family rushing to be by her side, including Prince
That
William
fucking
and
old
Prince
lady
Harry.
fake spy.
Her eldest son Charles.
She's
now
just like,
officially
we
III,
fucking got one past
immediately
you.
ascending to the throne after a lifetime preparing for
There
this
ain't no
moment.
fucking way
His
that was her.
message tonight.
There ain't no
In
fucking
reaction
way that was
pouring in
her.
From across the world, President Biden calling her a steady
And also, did you see how
presence for
she
generations
put?
of
Oh,
Britons
look how many
and a
people.
stateswoman of
That was a lot.
unmatched dignity.
That was not
The
for
Queen
that. That was for
intensely
some other event they just showed.
enduring the troubles and tragedies of the royal
Yeah, that's a little too festive. That's a little too festive.
global fascination. Her life captured in
Okay.
headlines.
I wish that's what was going on right now. That's the way they need to be reacting. I don't understand this. How you have a ruler over your nation and you go, oh no. But this one was a good one.
This is NBC.
And then when Kim Jong Il died, everyone was like, why are these people crying? Don't they understand he was a monarch and he was a ruler? Don't they understand he was a bad man that ruled over people and took their money? And this bitch dies at 100, and we're like, oh, the peacekeeper of everything that is good. She's a fucking queen. She's a queen.
Cool. All right, let's move on to the next one.
I'm sorry, that's not her. That's not her. ABC, do me right. Do something. Come on.
World News tonight. They're definitely going to cover it. That would be weird if they didn't.
It'd be like they're like this shipping container.
Buckingham Palace revealing the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral, her home in Scotland. Buckingham Palace staff
I love that.
posting the notice
very
informing the
traditional.
Queen
Like,
has
here we go.
passed. The news coming just hours after the palace released a rare statement saying doctors were concerned about her health. The
That's fake actress.
Fake fucking actor. It was not her.
That does not look like
That
her.
does not look like that lady. That is fucking fake news.
More than 80% of Britons
We're gonna get ourselves kicked off of YouTube day one.
Oh, there's a rainbow though. That's pretty
At
cool.
this hour, the British flag lowered to half staff.
Oh,
a double rainbow appearing over Buckingham
Because
Palace.
she was such a great person as a monarch
Pouring in from around
of the country.
She had no power though.
No, she just took everyone's taxes.
She defined an era.
And fucking sprinted, fucking just living.
London to Balmoral in Scotland.
She's like, oh, I want fucking Cheerios today? You'll pay for it.
Well, look, come on. All her property was paid for. You know what I mean?
And then they're like, what a great person. What a great person. She fucking lived in a castle.
Oh, here we go. The Memphis.
Thursday night, the deadly shooting spree in Memphis.
Oh, and Steve
Also,
Bannon.
longtime Trump ally.
They briefed over that Memphis shooting real quick. They were like, yeah, shooting in Memphis. I don't know what that was about. Bye.
Shooting in Memphis. Shooting
They're like,
with the
but
live
Steve
stream on
Bannon.
the air.
Steve Bannon. Oh, wow, authority. All right, okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we got the impartial one, On Balance.
On Balance with Leland
News
is next.
NewsNation, On Balance. Leland Vidit.
That's a name.
That is a
That's a
name.
name.
Pictures where it is just about midnight at Buckingham
Who's
Palace
that guy just
in
standing
London.
there?
Mourners
That's what I'm saying. These people are just like, why are we out here?
No, he's like Secret Service or something.
Good
Wait,
evening,
hey,
I'm
stop.
Leland.
This
Nice
is
to
paid
have you
actors.
with
Like, who the
us.
fuck's out there
She
celebrating?
was quite
They
something.
celebrate.
A woman for the ages, you might say. No sentence can encapsulate what the Queen means, but it's telling that here in America, where we fought a war for freedom from the very same royal family, we Americans, feel a collective loss or sadness, perhaps just a sense that things have changed with her passing. Because everybody loves
I don't. I
the
don't.
Queen.
I don't. I think a
That cannot be
100-year-old
said
dead
of
body
virtually
is
anybody
irrelevant
else
and
in
common
the world,
sense.
save perhaps
When you're almost
the
100,
Pope.
you
It
die.
certainly cannot be said
And
for
if
the
you
rest
were
of her
selfish
family.
and stole a bunch of money
She
from
held
people
the
and are
royal
against the
family
American
together
government,
during her life. She
probably not
represented
something
it.
I'm for.
She held her country together.
So he
She
just said
persevered
everyone
with
loves the
iron.
Queen.
Everyone loves the Queen.
And everyone loves the Pope.
In fact, the concept of royalty in the Western world.
Quiet, and we're done.
Everyone.
We all love child molesters, and we all love the royal family.
The invention of color
We all love
television,
child molesters
everyone,
and Epstein's
cellular
Island.
telephones,
Wait,
the
oh,
internet.
wait, what?
She is the last of the greatest
Because
generation.
we're all forgetting, too,
of
that
world
Charles
leaders.
was
On the
definitely
program
on
tonight,
Epstein's
we'll
Island, and now
remember
he
her
is the
before
king of
and
England.
No. It was the
What it
other
means
guy,
for the
the
monarchy
one
is
that's
The
what
younger one?
No,
country,
like
the
the
United Kingdom,
uncle
that
or
is facing
something, the one
economic
who's like really
catastrophe.
further down in the
The new
line.
king,
Andrew or
Charles
something.
Oh,
III,
Andrew,
number
you're
one
right, that's
priority
right.
is
Yeah.
climate change.
Charles
However,
just,
his prime minister,
divorced,
Liz Truss, the new prime minister,
Princess
plans
Diana.
to bring
His number one issue is climate
by bringing
change.
back fossil fuels. It's a lesson for all of us in a minute. First, the Queen.
Elaine's
She
growling
died
at
today at
something.
her country estate of Balmoral at 96. 2 days
Did you hear that though?
Wait,
they said Charles wants to bring back his number one issue is climate change, but the prime minister is trying to bring back fossil fuels. That's what they're doing in Britain right now. There's like $9 fucking gasoline.
Elaine, come here. What is it? Elaine is terrified of something right now.
Come here. Come here.
Come here, baby. Come here, mama. Oh, yeah, go. Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Aaron Burnett. Now we're
Bernie
getting into
leaves
prime
behind his
time.
wife,
Oh,
Linda, and 2
legendary
children.
CNN anchor
Our deepest,
Bernard
deepest
Shaw.
condolences to the family. May he rest in peace, and as we say, may his
Not
memory
George Bernard
be a
Shaw,
blessing.
but not
So
the
another
playwright.
person
Thank you very much
died.
for watching. Aaron
But another
Burnett
guy.
picks up our special
It's his
coverage
death day.
of the death of Queen
Poor
Elizabeth.
guy. Like, he
Captain
would have gotten
Death
more
Day.
of a feature, but
Yeah, he would have been featured all night. And instead, they're like, "Oh my God, this fucking monarch,
Good
shitty
evening, I'm
queen."
Erin Burnett. Out front
Look
tonight,
at girl.
the end of an historic reign. Britain's longest-serving monarch, Queen
Oh, really?
Elizabeth II,
I had no
passed
idea.
away at the
I
age of
didn't know.
96 after
I know, I
serving
didn't look at the
70
news at all
years
today.
on the
Wait,
throne.
what? What's
These are
this
pictures
about?
outside the Queen's private
Who is
residence
this?
in Balmoral Castle in
Wait, there's
Scotland.
nothing
That
there.
is
Oh,
where she
okay.
died peacefully this afternoon. And her family is now gathered there.
I'm not editing this at all well. Is that a hand sanitizer thing in the air?
Of course, as of tonight, is now
Bro.
the heir apparent to the throne of the UK. Queen Elizabeth's death was met with an outpouring of grief from world leaders, from people around
Oh,
the globe.
come on, Aaron Burnett.
President
I
Biden
know you want to get into
practiced
Trump.
paying
Come
a
on.
visit to
How
the
long?
British Embassy to pay his respects. And on the streets of London, where it is late
They got
tonight,
this footage
this is
of
the
Biden
scene.
that
People
captured
still
it.
gathered outside the gates
So
of
exciting.
Buckingham
That's the
Palace.
number one news story. Joe
Keep in
Biden
mind,
signed
they
a
are
piece of paper
mourning.
today
They're
about the
honoring a
Queen.
woman who has been a constant for almost everyone there. 80% of people
Ooh,
who
I
are
got
living
that
in the
pink.
United Kingdom were born.
I think she's on my side because she's like,
Throughout
keep
the
in
day,
mind, they are
the
mourning.
memorial outside
These
the gates
fucking
of
idiots.
Windsor Castle grow, now a little sea of flowers. And shortly after the palace officially announced Queen Elizabeth's death,
And you know what's funny is that I'm doubling.
breaking through the clouds over
No, oh my God! Oh my God!
setting into motion a meticulous plan of action.
But okay, you know why I'm doubling down on this whole idea of like fuck her and all this shit? It's because I know it will take these people literally 24 hours before they're all turning on each other being like, the Queen's not really a good person. Well, actually the Queen was a great person to do all this stuff. Actually the Queen is a bad person. Actually we should respect them as fucking the UK and they should have their choice and blah, blah, blah. But today, we're all in unison that this 100-year-old bitch gets a whole day of 9/11 fucking style footage. Like, I'm sorry, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve this. This is not George Clooney. This is not the fucking Coen brothers dying. This is not a prominent American figure. This is a bitch that stole tax money from a country that we fought off 400 years ago. So let's just not. But the crown was pretty cool. All right, enough of this guy. Oh, the ReidOut. She's all about the racism. Is she going to talk about the Queen? Is she going to support the Queen tonight?
I don't know. We'll see.
She can't support the Queen. She's got to say that it's racist.
Tonight on the ReidOut.
She's got to say it's racist.
It is a day of great loss.
She's ready. She's ready to go.
Queen Elizabeth
She's going to go.
leaves
She's
a
going to do
great
it.
legacy.
Come on.
Today, the
Either her or
crown
Tucker.
passes,
One of the two.
as it has done for more than
Come on,
1,000
Reid.
years, to our
Come
new
on,
monarch,
Reid.
our
It's
new
getting
head of
juicy
state,
now. They're
His
getting ornery.
Majesty,
They don't want to be
King
nice
Charles
anymore.
III. God save the King.
God
What's
save
she
the
gonna-
king.
After a remarkable 70-year reign,
Oh.
Queen Elizabeth dies peacefully at home.
Oh,
in
just for
Scotland.
today.
Tonight, the
Just for today.
changes to her empire over the years.
But tomorrow
and
she'll be
a
back at
persistent
it.
Fascination with her family here in the former colonies.
In the
As
former
British people
colonies, we're
agree,
calling it now.
the
This is
only
weird.
monarch
I know, that's what I mean.
most
We're
dependent
acting,
on
and then
ever
they're like, look at all the people. There's fucking 20 people
Elaine,
being like,
Elaine,
hey,
Elaine.
dude, you know what's funny? Is there's like,
Hold on.
You know, she's not here. And, you know, you hope, but you appreciate that.
why
you
is
know,
his wife wearing a
her
Buffalo
age,
Bill
it was
shirt?
expected at some point, but even when it happens, it's still a shock.
What does that mean? Y'all fucking retarded?
The longest
Elaine.
reigning
Y'all
British
retarded.
monarch,
Elaine, baby.
whose rule
Come here.
spans 7
Oh, here
decades.
she goes.
She died today at the age of 96. And make no mistake, it is a watershed
But-
moment. The second Elizabethan era has ended. There is a new king. And it's a moment intrinsically tied to this specific queen, a towering figure so profound. Her very name defines an age, while her death raises important questions about how or even if the monarchy will go on. It isn't just Britain's mourning or reacting. It's people all across the globe and certainly here in the US, where fascination over the royal family reached a fever pitch during the Princess Diana years and in many ways continues today. Moments ago, President Biden and the First Lady signed
Ew, that's a
condolence
weird
books
photo.
at the British Embassy in
She was like,
Washington
please
to
don't.
honor Queen Elizabeth.
Please don't. I'm going to kill myself in a car accident. Bye.
cool.
She was a great lady. We're so delighted we got to meet her.
We're so delighted to have gotten to meet her.
To the royal family and to the British people.
You know, when they said Trump would embarrass us, that's what they meant. Was that
Louis
right there?
XIV ruled the longest of all.
That fucking articulate sentence when the Queen
is
dies.
Remarkable.
Glad we got to meet
US
her.
presidencies. That's nearly
Quote from Biden when the Queen dies. Glad I got to meet her.
Wait, hold on.
She saw 15
She
British
ruled for
prime ministers come and
30% of
go.
American
Her first,
history.
Winston Churchill was born in 1874. Compare that to Britain's
Yeah,
newest
ain't no
prime
more
minister,
American
Liz
history
Truss,
because we're going to be the
who was
American
born
Union
in
tomorrow.
1975. That's an entire century between the
That
birth
bitch
dates
is
of
not
these
her.
leaders who served.
I have to say, the ReidOut is actually my best, the best coverage.
Best coverage so far. They're being the most
Queen
newsy.
Elizabeth remained both
of the no
a
news
figure
of the news.
and a witness to a tumultuous period spanning the mid-20th century to the first quarter of the 21st. Crowned in
She wants to call
1953
them
at
racist,
Westminster
they wouldn't let
Abbey,
her.
the first ever coronation.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait 24 hours, like the rest of us.
Just years after India won its independence from British colonial rule. In a famous speech, Elizabeth, then a princess in 1947, made this promise as she celebrated her 21st birthday on a royal tour in South Africa.
I declare before you all.
Okay, what was she doing in South Africa in 1947?
Did you not watch The Crown?
Apartheid. Apartheid. South Africa, 1947. Apartheid.
Which we all belong.
Hey, black lady, you want to talk about the racism?
No, but she just said that she was 21, and then the other
Without
thing is that she was
confronting
25.
The colonial horrors of this period, the violence, and how Queen Elizabeth, as institution and as icon, reigned during the remarkable decline of the British Empire. From the wave of independence sweeping across Africa and the Caribbean during the 1960s, Kenya, Malawi, Zambia, Botswana, Nigeria.
So she
South
ruled
Africa,
during the
Ethiopia,
decline
Guyana,
of the British
Barbados,
Empire, but she was a good
Trinidad and
monarch.
Tobago.
Yeah, she was a good monarch. Great monarch.
They
Solid
declined.
job.
They declined, but she was good monarch.
50 years of
Solid
colonial
job.
rule. British overseas territories do still exist. The hammer hasn't completely fallen. But at its apex, the British Empire claimed roughly a quarter of all the land on Earth. The once global empire was crumbling before Elizabeth ascended to the throne.
Right.
Yet much of its decline occurred during her reign as dozens of new states fought for and achieved independence. This, too, will forever exist as part of her legacy.
So, like, it was before. It wasn't because of her. It was already started. She just didn't fix it.
Ain't that what they always say when a woman's in charge? It wasn't her fault. It was just that it was already starting.
This is why I resist. And I want to go to you first, Kelly.
Not that we put a teenager in charge of the government and then said, here you go.
Throughout the British Empire, throughout Great Britain, I should say, including in Scotland, where the royal family had their home.
She resists, so what's she resisting?
That's right, Joy. And people are coming out tonight, braving the rain here in Scotland, as well as in London and in Windsor, to lay flowers to mark the moment when the Queen, the longest.
Okay, right. But that other lady was like wrote some CRT book and was gonna come out being like the land, like it was gonna happen.
Yeah, she was ready for it.
It was gonna happen.
You see those books and you're like, whoa, okay, gotta hold her back for the first 10. Jesse Waters.
Fox News alert: Queen Elizabeth II
Clean.
died peacefully at her castle in
Clean
Scotland
Elizabeth.
this afternoon at the age of 96. Before her passing, she was visited by
Seems
friends
very
and
apathetic.
family who traveled far and wide to say their last goodbyes. In a fitting tribute, a double rainbow hung over Buckingham Palace as mourners gathered outside.
I mean,
to
a double
honor her
rainbow
life.
is pretty amazing.
Her son Charles.
I've
will
seen
now
one
succeed
rainbow,
her
so
and
that's say
become
fake
king.
news.
Elizabeth led the British monarchy for 70 years, the longest run of any king or queen in British history.
Yeah, but as we already
the
heard,
Republic schedule was greatly
Can you not?
reduced.
Did all that. I'm sorry. I'm
She
sorry.
met with
He keeps
new
hitting
Prime
this
Minister
thing.
Liz Truss just 2
touching
days
this now.
ago. But sadly, her passing
Alex
is the
is not to
closing
be trusted
chapter
with this.
of a now bygone era. Her reign is the connective tissue between
What?
I'm sorry, huh?
presidents and prime ministers. came
That's
together.
Fox News. Fox News is like, remember,
Stayed
she
constant,
did
always
hold
managing
guns.
to stay above the political fray. She was the first thrust into the public eye during World War II, while still a princess. Though just a child, she didn't flee the country as Nazi planes blitzed London, and she saw the devastation of those attacks firsthand. Those horrors clearly affected her and forged her commitment to a life of service.
I declare before you all.
She's like, huh? What are you talking about?
Short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family.
Speaking of that imperial family, the Queen helped accelerate decolonization of the British Empire. During the 1960s and 70s, more than 20 countries gained independence from Britain as part of a planned transition to self-government. And while lots of lefties on Twitter crying today about the horrors of colonization, yes, there were some horrors, it's important to remember the positive and stabilizing effects that the British Empire left on the world. English institutions, such as common law, property rights, along with banking and trade practices.
Wait, so their argument is like, so the Republicans are going to be the ones that are going to defend the Queen now.
Improvements in health and education. America, of course, is
again, like the constitutional people are going to be the ones that are going to go, all these lefties here against the colonization.
We have very similar.
We're against colonization. That was the point. We're against colonization. We're against colonization.
A very similar sense of purpose
between Britain and America. Elizabeth's reign lasted 14 American presidencies, from Harry Truman all the way to Joe Biden. And she met with all of them,
13.
Aside from LBJ.
Who she didn't meet with.
She had a great relationship with Richard Nixon, so much so that Tricky Dick was openly scheming to set his daughter Tricia up with Prince Charles.
LBJ.
She visited Gerald Ford at the White House to mark the 200-year anniversary of the American Revolution. And they cut a rug quite nicely. She was perhaps closest with Ronald Reagan. They bonded over their love of horseback riding and worked closely as Cold War allies.
Unhappily, subsequent events have continued to put our values and our ideals to the test. We have seen continued war, terrorism, and human oppression in too many quarters of the globe. We're challenged to restrain and reduce the destructive power of nuclear weapons. Yet we must maintain our strength in the face of the enormous military buildup of our adversaries.
Reagan even invited the Queen to visit him in San Francisco, where she had a little fun at the president's expense.
I knew before we came that we had exported many of our traditions to the United States, but I had not realized before that weather was one of them. By far the most important idea which we share is our belief in freedom. We are deeply grateful for the unstinting contribution of the United States
their belief in freedom,
to the maintenance of the Western Alliance.
Did we really win the war?
Barbara welcomed the Queen to the White House for a state
dinner.
Yeah,
did we really win the war? Or are we fucking?
No, I want to hear about all the presidents.
A baseball game at Baltimore's Camden Yards. She continued that special relationship with Bush 43, visiting with each other multiple times.
Mr. President, wondered whether I should start this toast saying, when I was here in 1776.
Why are you doing that? I have to switch it in a minute.
Over our 6 days in the United States, we have much enjoyed the chance to dwell on the history of the relationship between our two countries, as well as celebrating its present strength and vitality.
And when America came under attack from radical Islamic terrorism, she showed her undying support.
This has been the best coverage so far.
Very thoughtful gesture after 9/11.
Oh, she's played this Steve Bannon.
That's it.
No.
We're in.
No, I wanted to see what she did with Trump. I wanted to see what they covered with Trump. No,
they're
please.
not gonna do it.
Yes, they are. They're
not in the first 5 minutes. That's the point, Kim. You don't get to watch the whole Fox News program. All right.
It was really good though. All the other ones are going to be the basic.
All right.
I'm
got Shepard Smith.
You said it was the best coverage, and then it was
Queen
like.
Elizabeth II. And hello to King Charles III. Tonight, what the days ahead will bring.
Why is his face red?
I'm Shepard Smith.
He's going to die tomorrow.
On CNBC.
Here's the king until tomorrow when he dies.
and then it's going to be Prince Charles.
Shock to the nation and to the world.
The quiet
Is it
woman
a
who
shock?
dedicated
I mean,
her
she was
life
kind
to
of old.
service
Like
to
the guy,
humanity.
the one British guy there, and he was like, I mean, we're kind of expecting it, but
the
still, it's hard when it
photographed woman
happens.
on the planet died today at her summer home in Balmoral, Scotland. She was 96 years old.
It's a very sad day.
She affected so many lives, and she was an absolutely amazing monarch.
She inherited it, and she did it with just grace and dignity.
She was thoughtful, wise, curious,
helpful.
We all know where the New World Order is.
Wait, oh, she showed her with Paddington. You missed it.
Because of her.
Also tonight, the Justice Department fights back against the order for a Mar-a-Lago.
I can't believe they're appealing that. They're like, no. You want a third person to look at this?
Politician allegedly kills the local reporter who investigated him.
The killing of a journalist
Whoa.
is particularly troublesome.
And 4 people murdered in a live-streamed rampage in Memphis. The suspect just recently out of prison.
Smiling.
But first, this 100-year-old bitch that died that's not a part of our country. Like, I don't understand. How are you all acting like you're news? The facts, the truth, the news. Let's talk about the fucking queen before all these murders or all these actual fucking news
She
stories.
took the throne in 1952.
It's the fucking goddamn Dateline.
President. Now, at age 96, Queen Elizabeth II has died, and her oldest son takes the throne as King Charles III. A live look now, Buckingham Palace as midnight falls. Crowds gathering there all day and even into the night after the official declaration from the palace.
So I told you we should have kept watching the Fox one.
We're not going to watch Fox News all night. Stop. NewsNation prime time. This is the one that Chris Cuomo's going to take over pretty soon.
Tonight, a 70-year chapter of
he's taking over this one?
Closes.
Yeah, he's going to be taking over.
I feel like it's such a monumental moment. As the world mourns the death of Queen Elizabeth II.
I'm sorry, getting people saying we looked up
a
to
leader
her. Like,
larger than life, with a legacy that withstands time.
And I just don't know if that would be another like her.
Drunk people singing.
And the doors open to a new era for the monarchy.
He's going to shine and make his mother proud.
NewsNation Prime starts right now.
He was already, I read that he was already doing like some of her duties already. He was already taking over.
Right, but people were saying 20 years ago that that guy was going to be surpassed.
And good evening to you tonight. I'm Marnie Hughes. As we go to bed this evening, people across Great Britain will wake up to a new monarch, the first in 70 years. Queen Elizabeth II died peacefully today.
He's like, comes out.
And it's going to take him a full, like,
change.
it's going to take them like a full 3 days before they're all protesting and acting like this dumb. But right now, everybody's going to be a retard and all act like they care about her.
The ReidOut said like, maybe the end of the monarchy. They might just be
Well,
like.
yeah, they're already going. But then.
Okay, but here's the thing.
But it's the lefties, because we support monarchies over here at Fox News.
But here's my question. If there's no monarchy, who lives in their castles?
You sell them fucking castles. You're
Airbnb?
fucking
Airbnbs?
them. Fucking Jesus. All right, enough, lady. You lose. Will Tucker Carlson finally be the first and only, maybe, to not do the Queen?
Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Oh, yes. Here you go. Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. Queen Elizabeth II died today.
No, wait. He's
gonna
twist it.
She was the longest-serving monarch in British history. She was born in one world and died in another. It's not easy to maintain your dignity while living in the public eye. Most of us could not pull it off for an afternoon. Queen Elizabeth did it for more than 70 years. I want to ask you all, she wrote shortly before her coronation in 1953, whatever your religion may be, to pray for me on that day, to pray that God may give me wisdom and strength to carry out the solemn promises I shall be making, and that I may faithfully serve him and you all the days of my life. For the most part, she did just that, and that was not a small achievement given the period she lived in. The week that Elizabeth was coronated, Edmund Hillary, a British subject from New Zealand, a beekeeper, became the first man in history to summit Mount Everest. The achievement seemed symbolic at the time, Britain on top of the world. But in fact, Britain was already over, whether the British knew it or not. To this day, Britain claims to have won both of the 20th century's world wars, but together they destroyed that nation forever. After victory came...
It took him a good 5 seconds.
Evaporated, and along with it, Britain's self-confidence and ultimately its self-respect.
You go,
it's hard
Tucker.
To believe now, but Britain wasn't always a regional banking center / refugee camp.
What the
fuck, It was a real place with a history and a language and a culture and a
Bro, the day she died.
A country in the North
fucking
Atlantic
minute into broadcast.
that somehow took over the world and ruled it with decency unmatched by any empire in human history. The British Empire was not perfect,
small country
but it
taking
was
over the
far more humane than any other, ever. It's gone now, barely even remembered. Queen Elizabeth II was the last living link to a truly great Britain. Today on social media, the usual ghouls celebrated her death. Quote, may her pain be excruciating.
See, they're defending her. They're trying to defend her. The fucking conservatives trying to defend her.
Agony. Various
We love the
media, including a columnist at The Atlantic and a couple of employees of NBC News, seconded that thought. The British Empire was evil, they wrote, apparently totally unaware of what came after it. And speaking of what did come after the British Empire, how, for example, did Africa fare after the British left? Let's see. Uganda got Idi Amin, who was a cannibal. Rhodesia became Zimbabwe and then became the poorest country on the planet under the racist lunatic Robert Mugabe. As of tonight, South Africa is still being run into the ground by an incompetent kleptocrat called Cyril Ramaphosa.
He's
So it's hard to see any of that as an improvement because it's not an improvement. Sorry, Atlantic Magazine. And now, of course, the entire continent of Africa has a new master, the Chinese government.
True.
China is the latest colonial power to dominate Africa. Its subjects will be pining for the British.
They raised
soon,
above
assuming
all
they
the
are not
African
already.
nations in the fucking thing.
In an ideal world, there would not be empires, no empires, only sovereign nations. But we don't have that world, and we never have had that world, going back to at least the Assyrians, 1400 years before Christ. In the real world, the one that we live in, strong countries dominate
Narnia?
weak countries,
Yeah, I
and that
guess so.
trend shows no sign of changing. The very least you can say about the English is that they took their colonial responsibilities seriously. They didn't just take things, they added. When the English containers and when the British pulled out of India, they left behind an entire civilization, a language, a legal system, schools, churches, and public buildings, all of which are still in use today. Here's the train station the English built in Bombay, for example. There's nothing like that in Washington, D.C. right now, much less in Kabul or Baghdad. Today, India is far more powerful than the UK, the nation that once ruled it. And yet, after 75 years of independence, has that country produced a single building as beautiful as the Bombay train station that the British colonialists built? No, sadly, it has not. Not one. So despite what they may be claiming on Twitter tonight, the British Empire was more than just genocide.
There's a lot of Bollywood movies.
In fact, the British did not commit genocide, except arguably against the Dutch during the Boer War. The British did give the world the Magna Carta and habeas corpus and free speech. They helped end the transatlantic slave trade, as well as the ritual murder of widows in India. The British Empire spread Protestant
Carlson is the number one supporter of the British Empire now?
They murdered widows in India and produced the finest manufactured goods ever made anywhere at any time, including now.
Remember, this is about Joe Biden being
It was
bad,
an
not
impressive
about the Queen
place
being good.
run by impressive people. We will see many empires going forward, but we will never see one so benign. That's true.
Wow, they're like
And
being like.
because
I know, they're like, the British Empire is great and it's true, and we're sticking on this side because we already saw that the MSNBC people tweeted otherwise.
Gonna be like, and he's like,
here they are tearing down a statue of a British philanthropist in the UK 2 years ago.
Oh no. Okay, Tucker.
No, he's being like, and then if you guys don't. Whoa, that was interesting. That was intense noise.
Chris Hayes.
Thanks to his
MSNBC.
example. And that is tonight's ReidOut. All In with Chris Hayes starts now.
I did not like her outfit.
Tonight on All In.
Buckingham Palace announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
The longest reigning monarch in British history is dead at age 96. Tonight, former British Foreign Secretary David Miliband on the global impact of Caddy and Michael Beschloss.
Oh no, that historian guy again. I hate that guy.
Oh god. Gotta throw the Trump in there though. Still, remember, Trump's evil though,
The
guys.
Justice Department cites national security risks in appealing the special master ruling. Plus, Steve Bannon in handcuffs inside a New York courthouse as he surrenders to justice.
What time is it?
And we get our first look at his charges.
We're
All
past
in
11 now, yeah?
right now.
All right. Well, we're gonna go him and then we'll jump to prime time and then late night.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. Tonight, the world is reflecting on the life and legacy.
Oh, boring.
Wow, you're not even.
Fucking shut up. Same thing. Who's this? What's this guy? Dan Abrams on NewsNation. What's he gonna say?
Her hope for the future.
Is he gonna say something about the Queen, Kim?
Well,
what do you think?
Is she gonna say something about that queen?
Hi everyone, Queen Elizabeth died today
Okay,
at the age of 96.
well we know,
She was
Queen
a global
Elizabeth died
icon
today.
and earned the respect she received. But today, if you turned on cable news,
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh, he was gonna go. Hold on, he was gonna go.
Wait, go back.
He was gonna go for it.
Go
I
back
gotta
to
pull
what?
that back. Oh man,
Hi, Elaine.
pulling it back. Gonna let him go again. Dan Abrams. Can you pay attention?
I'm sorry, this
Dan
dog is being
Abrams.
so cute. Look at this.
I know.
Look at
She's
this.
trying to get your attention. Elaine, come on.
is, it's
Please,
working.
we need to do this and not... The dog's just going to lick your face
The
in the
whole
middle of the shoot.
Elaine loves to lick.
This is super entertaining for everybody just listening. They're hearing
I'm
nothing.
just thinking you're a...
They're not hearing that either. They're just hearing nothing. And apparently this is worth the stall too. As you're already giving me looks that you're wanting to be done.
No,
and then you're over here.
I'm fine. Okay, play it.
looking at-
She's looking
All
at my
right,
hand now.
Dan Abrams.
cable news, that is almost all the news you would see. Hours and hours of non-stop coverage. Not so here. I still don't understand the constant obsession in the American media and beyond with the British royals, from Harry and Meghan to William and Kate. Why do we care so much about their royal family? My take is coming up.
Snap.
But first, the Justice Department has just filed a notice today to appeal a federal judge's ruling
That's what it should
appointing
be.
a special
This is-
master to
we're here in
review
America.
the documents seized in the FBI Mar-a-Lago search. The judge's order had put a pause on the DOJ's criminal investigation into former President Donald Trump, but the DOJ is now asking for a partial stay of the judge's ruling, basically asking her to reconsider while their appeal is pending. They want to be able to resume their investigation and to use the documents. Quote, the government and the public are irreparably injured when a criminal investigation of matters involving risks to national security is enjoined. Prosecutors say that even though the judge permitted an intelligence community review of the risk to national security to continue, they say they can't keep going with that either, because the two investigations are intertwined.
That they don't have. They want to raid more.
The application of the injunction to classified records would thus frustrate the government's ability to conduct an effective national security risk assessment and classification review, and could preclude the government from taking necessary remedial steps in light of that review, risking irreparable harm to our national security and intelligence interests.
It sounds like they wanted something for the midterms and they're mad that they have to wait.
Non-classified records
They wanted to
taken in the
release
search,
something in the midterms.
but it's adamant that Trump has no possible right to claim classified documents, which they argue are the sole property of the U.S. government. They also said the injunction could, quote, impede efforts to identify the existence of any additional classified records that are not being properly
Impede our ability to go and raid him again.
Yeah.
That clearly suggests they believe there could be more documents that they still don't have. Now, there have been questions about whether the government would appeal at all. On the one hand, the judge's legal reasoning was flimsy, according to almost every legal analyst, conservative and liberal. But an appeal could also make the entire process take that much more time. So here the DOJ is trying to walk the line, asking the judge to reconsider her initial ruling just on what they can do while this whole issue about the special masters being sorted. And by asking the Trump team to respond by Monday, it's clear that at the least the judge is taking the motion seriously. The DOJ says if the judge does not agree to allow investigators to continue their work by next Thursday, then Justice Department officials will formally ask the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals to step in. And so the battle continues, and of course we will continue to offer fact-based, nonpartisan analysis.
Wait, but they're asking for a different court to be involved. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Story of the day: the city of Memphis,
because they think that he's getting favors here.
Past week of
here we go. They're gonna talk
unrelated, outrageous, and gruesome crimes, and both involved suspects who were released early from prison. There was the abduction and murder of teacher Eliza Fletcher last Friday. After a frantic search, her body was found on Monday, stuffed behind an abandoned building half a mile from her home. Then came a shooting spree yesterday, partially streamed on social media, which prompted calls for the 630,000 residents of Memphis to stay indoors for their own safety. 4 people
That's
were
crazy.
killed.
And we're talking about the
both of these
fucking
horrific
queen.
crimes,
Why?
This loss of life.
I'm sorry,
was
that's
seemingly
insane.
preventable.
The entire city
Both
of
acts
Memphis was on
committed by men
lockdown because
who
of
were
a
released
shooter.
early
Hold on.
for other very serious crimes. And the question isn't just why, but how do we stop that from happening again? Take Eliza Fletcher, happily married mother of 2, beloved by her kindergarten students and fellow teachers at the school where she worked. Here she is in a video talking to her students.
Hey, good morning, girls. You should be watching this on Thursday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
She's a preschool teacher, so it makes her look crazy whenever you see these
I know,
videos. She's a preschool teacher.
She was senseless.
It also makes it really sad too, because she's so giddy and like happy because she's preschool teaching. Jesus. Ugh. All right, Hannity. Is Hannity gonna just do the queen? So far, the only people with balls is this Dan guy on NewsNation. Everybody else is being a pussy.
Here we go.
Oh wow! Look, another fat pussy.
On both sides of the Atlantic and
what?
around the world after the
That was
passing
like
of
a
Queen
word, Alex.
Elizabeth II.
No, I'm talking about
own Piers
Hannity.
Morgan and Fox and Friends host Ainsley Earhart will join us.
Wait, do you want to wait a second?
The
I don't
amazing
care.
life of the longest reigning English monarch
Oh,
over 70
maybe.
years. Also tonight, another day, another
Hunter Biden scandal. He's gonna
So
turn it.
how
He's
long
gonna
will
turn it
be
that way.
So honorable. and
You know what story we really need to talk about? Hunter
nonpartisan
Biden.
Officials at the DOJ and the FBI.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Turn a blind eye.
Here we go.
We have a full report on
I'm
that
moving
tonight.
this 'cause
But we
Elaine
begin
wants to go
in
under
Memphis,
here.
Tennessee. On Wednesday, a violent, lifelong criminal named Ezekiel Kelly literally began a 22-hour rampage all over town, shooting 7 and killing 4. He even live streamed this mass shooting on his Facebook page. He laughed, smiled, and ranted incoherently. Ultimately, Kelly was apprehended by police, and here he is smiling in his mugshot. You probably won't be surprised to find out that Kelly should have been in prison all along, as he was charged with attempted murder
For
in
attempted murder.
2020. That's only 2 years ago. He only served 11 months.
11
of
months
what was
for
a 3-year
attempted
sentence,
murder.
which should have been much longer. 11 months for trying to kill somebody.
Oh, you
Now,
tried
this
to kill
horrific
somebody?
case
All
is
right,
not
well,
an
sit
isolated
here for 11
incident.
months, and at the end of the year, we'll let you out.
You can try again.
We'll let you out at the end of the year.
Order, so every American is safe and secure, so every American can actually pursue happiness. Now, also,
I mean, we
this
get
week
it,
in
but at least
Memphis,
he's
another
staying on
violent
brand.
criminal.
You know what I mean? At least I feel
Hannity?
like everybody, just as the night gets longer, they're like more bored, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I gotta talk about something other than the Queen." You got Alex Wagner here. Let's see, is MSNBC gonna stay on the Queen, or are they gonna go to Trump by the end of the night?
That's right. They really focused on that one.
Something the DOJ is not lost on
Oh
the
wait.
DOJ.
Oh, so out of that 11th
Thank
circuit,
you, my friend. Great show.
that they want to boost it up to 6 out of
And
10 or
thanks to
Trump
you
appointees.
at home for joining us tonight. It was called The Children's Hour. It aired from 5 to 6 p.m. on the BBC radio every weekday from 1922 all the way until 1964. And in 1940, at the height of the Blitz, when Germany bombed London every night as Nazi bombs fell over the city of London, the BBC's Children's Hour decided to hold a special broadcast that would air not just in the United Kingdom, but across the Commonwealth and in the United States as well. It was a message to all the children of the British Empire and beyond who'd fled their homes for far-off places to seek safety and shelter. And it was delivered by a fellow child.
Oh, no, I want to see this.
The
I wanna see
very
this. I've never
first
heard about
radio
this.
address of
I know,
then
but why are we worried about?
Princess
Did you hear the other guy
Elizabeth.
who said, "Why are we obsessed about this lady?"
Her Royal Highness.
I can truthfully say to you all that we children at home are full of cheerfulness and courage. We are trying to do all we can to help our gallant sailors, soldiers, and airmen. And we are trying, too, to bear our own share of the danger and sadness of war.
Princess Elizabeth made good on those commitments to help in the war effort. When she turned 18 and the war was still...
All right, I get it. So it's the world
Okay.
religion of the fucking Queen by Alex Wagner. Hey, it's the same name as me.
Wait, 1920s of South Africa. When did Mandela get released?
What?
When did apartheid end in South Africa?
I don't know what you just said.
When did apartheid happen?
Apartheid?
When did it end?
Apartheid, you mean?
Yeah, I said that.
You said apartheid.
Well, there's an H in it.
That's that.
Whatever. When did that end officially?
Like 90 something?
No, it did not end.
Yeah, it did.
It did not.
It was 90 something.
All right, hold on.
When did apartheid end? Oh, we got Queen memes.
$1994. Wait, you're right.
Yeah, 1994, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, but she's like, oh, we're going to say the day. All right, last one from the NewsNation.
Oh, no, but they started in 1948. No, they got the name in 1940. I don't know.
Tonight on Banfield, the ultimate changing
Okay,
of the guard.
it's hilarious because the last guy on his news program was like, not on this station you won't. And it was only his program. Every program before him and after him was like, the Queen.
Shall be devoted to your service.
Look, that's right after the show where he said, we're not going to cover the Queen this way.
Made good on that.
My life, young or short, shall be directed to your service.
So we're just going to cover more. All right, let's get into some late night. Here we go.
Can you count Gutfeld as late night?
Yeah.
Oh.
Gutfeld's late night. Here we go. We're gonna start with Gutfeld. People gonna be funny tonight with the Queen?
I don't know. I think they prepped.
Are they gonna act like it's like 9/11, or they're just gonna run their shows pre-recorded before she died? Ooh.
If it made you laugh, that makes me happy. Happy Thursday, everyone. Well, it's day 8 without Kat on the show. As you know, she's on her honeymoon, and I think
Oh, they're gonna do the humping of the dog thing.
Hey, Greg, I'm still on my honeymoon. I'm in Germany. And I know I always laughed. You talked about all the movies you made here in the 90s, but you're actually super famous here. Everyone keeps telling me how much they miss their dirty Hasselhoff.
It's true. It took me 3 years to get the stench out. Anyway, do you feel you're being primed for something like the UFC does for weeks before their next big pay-per-view? The media is trying to gear us up for the ultimate showdown between Biden and Trump. Fighting out of the red corner with a record of 1-1, standing 6'3", 225
Fighting out of the red corner.
Hailing from Mar-a-Lago, Florida, by way of NYC,
I mean, I'm on Team Trump right
the
now,
disruptor
but we'll
Trump.
see.
And
Maybe
fighting out of the blue
go
corner
Biden
with a
by the
record
end
of
of this.
50 years of mistakes and 2 years of embarrassments. Standing 6 feet tall, napping at 3 feet tall, and weighing in at 180 pounds, depending on his last bowel movement. Oh, God. Joe, the demented old circus monkey.
Oh, God.
Yeah. All right.
See how fair and balanced that was? Talk about a buildup. Right? You got January 6th theater, then you got the raid and all the phony stories that followed. First it was the nuke secrets, then it was empty folders. What's next? Did he take the office hole puncher?
Oh my God.
That was a nickname for Amorosa.
Stapler.
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 Stapler would have been way better, Joe.
I have no idea what that means.
Sure you don't.
I don't.
See,
Okay.
that's
Then
what happened.
Stapler because of Office Space.
Civil
Yeah.
War, a blood
Duh.
red backdrop that would give Dracula
Gutfeld,
the
you
willies.
messed up.
But if you forgot, here's a clip.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, like I found Carrie like very disappointing because there's like so much build up, and then it's like the thing that
Makes
you
a
all know
perfect
is happening.
distraction.
Yep.
It's like when Cavuto wears bike shorts to a funeral. But when every metric reveals failures of left-wing policies,
They're always making fun of the
why
anchors like
would
we
you
know
try
them
to
like
deflect
celebrities or
the guy
something.
who attracts cameras like me getting out of a limo in a micro skirt? Yeah, you're thinking about it though. That's all I want. I want you to go home and think about it. They're pretending not to, but the media
That
wants
was
Trump.
good.
And
Good
why not?
recovery.
Let's compare the last two presidents.
Putin's kleptocracy, kleptocracy and The guys who are the kleptocracy.
That runway is like an ice skating rink. And the first step, I said, you know, this sucker is slippery. I think it was put in by the Democrats.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
Look at Kamala.
Excuse me.
And I thought that was the sun in my eyes. It's these stupid lights, these people. I mean, what are they doing?
This is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, this oh, you switched on me.
And I'm Jill's husband.
And so do you.
What?
He's like orange.
I look orange and so do
They
you.
miss the guy. So maybe it's time to ask ourselves, do we miss him too?
I mean, they were both
right?
pretty funny.
Because
we
remember,
miss
he
him too,
causes
right?
serious emotional responses in people. He's like the human version of chasing a cigarette with a large black
Why are we both obsessing over two old white men? Like, I don't understand.
Hold on, where's he going with this?
I have friends that can't talk about him without physically changing. Just check out my neighbor Steve when I mentioned Trump.
What is this?
Werewolf in London.
Yes. I imagine this is how my exes feel whenever they see me on TV. It's okay. We all won.
Okay.
But this is what I tell...
We all won?
What?
I mean, I don't even know what it means, again. But this is what no one says you have to like the person who works for you. And when Trump's president, he's working for you, just like a doctor.
That was a weird transition.
Your hunter, a hooker. Trump's our nation's waiter. Hi, my name's Donald, and I'll be your server for tonight. This evening's specials are Law and Order, Building a Wall, and Laughing at the Losers and Haters. Fact is, people who make your life better, they can suck. If I had to undergo emergency surgery, I don't need to like the doctor. I'd take a great doctor who's a straight-up a-hole over a charming, handsome fella who removes the wrong kidney. Or forgets to put in the one I bought off eBay. So yeah, I'll take Dr. Jekyll over
They did not get the
Dr.
laugh that it should have.
After all, one's fictional and the other's Dr. Jekyll. That was funny.
He didn't even like
But
that
look,
one.
successful people tend to be relentless
fine, whoever wrote
and
that one.
rude, right? And if people hate Trump, that's good, because chances are they hate him because he really works for you and makes them work hard too. Plus, he scares people. Is that so bad? I want my doctor, lawyer, agent, astrologist to be feared because that means they don't take no for an answer. If you're a pro athlete, come contract negotiation time, do you want Don Knotts or Don Rickles? Trump might have been a prick when he was out for himself.
I don't think either.
But when he transferred that energy,
That's what I'm saying.
well, that's magic.
That's what's so weird about this. Like, they're pinning it up. Choose one. Who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? I'm like, they're the same.
He cut self
They're both hilarious.
Lines of coke. Thick. But what did Trump used to say?
I will never, ever let you down. I will never, ever let you down. I will never let you down. I will never let you down. I promise you that.
But then you
So
let
why
us
did he
down.
mean that? It's because of the desires for his success mapped directly onto yours. But to never Trumpers,
Elaine.
he feels like their scariest boss, well, behind Kamala. But their error, their
Elaine.
mistake is assuming that they're beholden to Trump when it's the opposite. He's not your boss. He works for you. And you want a monster like him working for you at all times. Of course, there is a price. He's like Mike Tyson. There was nothing like him in the ring, but something so relentless can't be
this
turned
one was
off.
long,
The fight
long
goes on
one,
after
Gutfeld.
the bell is rung. Like after an election. When the bell rang, Trump kept fighting. That's part of the deal. Sorry. So do you want some energy monster that's on your side? Or
That's
some
not really.
backslapping,
That's not a good
sneaky,
metaphor because
congenial
usually when the bell
bureaucrat
rings, you're
who
done
will
with the
tell you to
fight.
relax when your gas
It's
bill
like he still
doubles
fights.
and you
That's part
can't
of the
afford
deal.
meat. In a few months, Joe's going to change the definition of food and force you to eat bugs. So unless you need a fourth for shuffleboard, you don't need Joe.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's a choice.
You need a
The
fourth
brainless
for
napping mutt you have now, or the pit bull waiting in the wings. I say you need the dog the media hates because he won't do what they say, he does what you say. Sure, every once in a while, this pit bull is going to take a dump on the rug, But that's all he has in common with Biden.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
So he's putting his case, being like, oh, the Daily Show with Trevor Noah is back.
Daily Show back now. Here we go.
All right.
That was a long monologue, mister.
But not talked about the Queen at all. Wait, we should be doing live.
Yeah, no, I had to pull it back. That's how you work it.
That's how you work it.
Tonight, the end of an era.
Okay.
Defending
More
Donald
Queen.
Trump and Marty Walsh.
Hey, a special guest is some
fucking sack of shit. What is that? Like, when did we start putting senators on the fucking Daily Show?
Oh, they
all
wear
these
masks
fucking
in the
masks, all these fucking bullshit masks, and he's like, yeah, I know you don't have to wear those on the subway, but you have to wear them here.
She's that one with like the massive, like it's always the one that like sticks out like a duck.
God, that's exactly why you never visit New York.
Britain is saying goodbye to its queen. The Dutch are trying to say goodbye to meat, and Donald Trump is going to jail to visit some of his friends. So let's do this, people. Let's jump straight into today's headlines.
Okay. Is this a first episode back?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Well, he's been out this
I'm gonna
week.
be
It's
honest.
the end of the week.
With all the news that happened today, I don't think we have enough space for it in today's show. Yeah, we just don't. There's too many stories. And I don't know how this happened. You know, the news must have had some bad oysters or something, because there's just stories coming from all ends and it won't stop, so we don't have time. Unfortunately,
good.
Not enough time is just enough time for a segment we call Ain't Nobody Got Time for That.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. And you do all that first and then go in.
All right, let's kick things off with some shocking news. A Trump associate has been arrested. What? I know, right? It's like, how many more are left? It feels like
That's
everyone
good.
around Trump has been put in cuffs. His CFO, his lawyer, his campaign manager, his other campaign manager, his campaign manager after that, his deputy campaign manager, his fundraisers, his advisors. Basically, every single person Donald Trump has ever met has gone to prison. And I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Trevor, Eric has never been to prison. Yeah, because he never met him, you dumbass.
Do some solid material.
Trump people in jail to start their own prison gang, right? Yo, that's the Latin gangs, that's the Aryan Brotherhood, and them over there, that's the Trump cabinet, man. Those MFers are loco. Crazy. And now another Trump associate has been arrested for the second time, and it's Steve Bannon. Yes, Trump's former chief advisor. And what happens when you wait too long to clean out your fridge?
I thought that was the segment. We're just going to talk about it anyway.
In the state of New York. And what he's in trouble for probably won't surprise you at all.
This morning, longtime Trump advisor Steve Bannon facing a new criminal indictment as he turns himself into authorities here in New York, accused of siphoning money from the group called We Build the Wall, an online campaign to build a section of President Trump's border wall that raised $25 million. The founders claiming that every penny would go to construction, promising those who donated a brick in the wall with their name on it. Prosecutors say instead, Bannon and his associates lined their pockets with large sums of that money. Bannon now calling the charges phony and a political weaponization of the criminal justice system, saying, I am never going to stop fighting.
Why are you watching Good Morning America on The Daily Show?
No, they will have to kill me first. What a little bitch. Why don't you get into a shootout with the
That's not a
cops?
joke.
Huh? They have to kill me first.
So the punchline was no
Acting like
joke?
a gangster while he's surrendering to the police. You'll never take me alive, coppers. Please put the handcuffs on gently. Once again, Steve Bannon is going to court over allegations that he
but I thought you didn't have time for this again.
Over the wall.
Wasn't that the segment? The segment was, I ain't have time for this.
Keep falling for this shit, huh?
And you still fucking talking about it.
Fleecing them for 7 straight years, and still
It is true. He can fleece them pretty badly.
$2 million to reclaim his throne as the Prince of Nigeria. Let's give him the money, honey.
Seriously, like if you subscribe to Trump emails or texts, they're always asking for money.
Fuck with the coins and the fucking footballs.
And the footballs.
This guy.
Yeah, they're trash.
Yeah, this guy doesn't look like he has $15. Look at him. He does millions of dollars. He looks like he sublets from Oscar the Grouch. I wouldn't have suspected him of having the money.
Now, if we had the time, we could talk more about how instead of convincing MAGA supporters that
Please
Trump
don't.
world is basically a hotbed of criminal activity, they're so drunk on his Kool-Aid that instead it just convinces them that they're the most persecuted group in human history. Why do they keep charging us with crimes just
But
because
you
we
didn't
keep
have time
committing
for it.
crimes? It's not fair. But we don't have the time to talk about any of that because while Trump's inner circle is in trouble with the law, it turns out that some of his biggest supporters are the law.
The Anti-Defamation League Center on Extremism has released a detailed membership list, it says, for the far-right militia group, the Oath Keepers. It poured over 38,000 names from the leaked list and says it found hundreds of current and former elected officials, law enforcement officers, first responders, and members of the military.
Okay, but I thought the Oath Keepers was this small dialect of people. Now you're saying it's everyone in the government and it's 38,000 people?
373 people
Got it.
believed to currently be serving in law enforcement agencies across our country.
Okay.
And 117 people currently serving in the U.S. military.
Right.
Right now, more
So,
than a dozen Oath Keepers, including the group's founder, are
they're
facing
about
charges
half,
for their
probably,
role in the
you would say,
January 6th
right?
riot.
That's right. The Oath Keepers,
Like,
a
again.
right-wing extremist group, just had their membership leaked, right? The entire membership list was leaked.
By who?
And it turns out
By who?
that hundreds of them
Who?
are active members of the government, military, or law
Our
enforcement.
partners over at
which is pretty
MSNBC.
concerning. I don't want to get
Daily
beaten
Show.
up by a cop because he's part of some racist organization telling him to do it, you know? I want him to beat me up because he's racist for the love of the game, you know? Do it for yourself. I do have a question, though. Why does a secretive group keep a list of everyone's name? What?
Right,
It's just-
sounds like
it's
they
just
wouldn't do
careless,
that.
You know? Yeah, that's why they'll never run the world like the Illuminati. The Illuminati is smart. They don't make stupid mistakes like that.
We don't.
We don't.
That was good.
That was good.
That was good.
That was
good.
good.
It's hard to keep track of all of these extremist groups now. You know, it's like the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, the Patriot Front. It's like the list never ends. I actually feel bad for extremists. You know, because they've got to join all of these different groups, like they're subscribing to different streaming services, you know. I wonder if they share accounts. Like, can I jump on your account for the KKK Plus? I can't afford all these hate groups right now. Now, look, we could talk more about how it almost doesn't matter that some elected officials are Oath Keepers because there's already a conspiratorial anti-government ideology leading the Republican Party right now. But we don't have the time for that because while some people are trying to overthrow the government, a city in Europe is trying to overthrow your diet.
The Dutch city of Haarlem may be the world's first to ban most meat advertising. The Green Links, that's a green political party, has faced opposition from the meat sector and some who say it stifles free speech. But it says the meat ads need to be banned to prevent climate change.
Wait, why is that city called Harlem?
Harlem.
All right,
let's move on. Yeah. All right. So now we got Stephen Colbert. I know.
Oh, and speaking of meat, there's just a meat advertisement right there.
Always.
CBS. Oh, they have to make sure that you know that it was recorded before because it's not the late night; it's the afternoon show that they air at night.
Yeah.
Oh, so
fucking Oz thing is what they're gonna start with.
Is raising eyebrows after suggesting in a newly unearthed radio interview that incest is not a big problem as long as it's more than a first cousin away.
If you're more than a first cousin away,
Yeah,
it's not a big problem.
it isn't.
Looking
Medically,
for romance, but want to make sure you
because you're
find
talking
that
about the
special
bloodline.
someone who's right for you.
Well, if
Why,
if
he's
you're
not
gonna-
endorsing you fucking your cousins. He's saying, will you have medical problems? Only if it's a first cousin.
Research your family tree to find
That's a
eligible
normal thing to
singles,
say.
and then we match you.
We have so much in common.
So now they're gonna
the same
all
grandma.
date each other.
After all, why go to loud,
Oh, they had to put the
dangerous bars
disclaimer
meet
because this
someone
is kind of like the the British monarchy.
Like we oh yeah, yeah. Who we fucking talk about dating our fucking cousins?
Bang my cousin.
Fucking Jesus Christ! What a fucking guy.
All right, that's it.
And then we got Kimmel.
What?
No
mask, no hose.
They're not gonna see that ad.
Whatever. It was an ad for sleep apnea, and they're telling you no mask, no hose, just sleep.
This is the 16th annual belly flop competition. They have to have the immigrants in on the corner.
Again, all the audience is wearing masks still.
Yeah, all masked up. Yeah. We're all masked up here. Save America. Everyone but me.
I'm getting sleepy.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us on actually kind of a sad day for our friends across the pond and around the world. Really, Queen Elizabeth passed away at the age of 96.
Because they actually filmed live.
Hope you're not just finding out about it. It's she was the queen for 70 years, longer than any monarch in British history. Put it in perspective for Americans. This would be like if Kris Jenner died here. The queen is known as England's rock.
These LA jokes.
We don't have a rock. The closest thing we have to a rock in America is The Rock. But 96, that's a pretty good run. I feel like if you die anywhere on the FM radio dial, you know, you did. My goal is to make it a hot 96.
Why is he trying to make jokes out of this? He's like, oh, we got it.
Who knows? But when you think about all the people that the Queen has met with over the last 70 years,
fine, though. At least
it's really remarkable. You know, she's met for anyone from Lady Bird Johnson to Lady Gaga, from Bill Clinton to will.i.am. She met JFK and JLO. She's met the Beatles and the Spice Girls. She met the Iron Lady and the Iron Throne, Old Blue Eyes and the Blue Man Group, President Truman and the Truman Show. She stood up to fascists and she stood behind them. And after all those years,
well, she's a monarch.
Yeah, she's a monarch, but he's a fascist.
Okay, I've had enough. So we send positive thoughts to our friends in the UK and also to all the American aunts who are obsessed with the royal family for reasons I will never understand. Back here in the colonies, it's another season of NFL football got underway tonight. Our defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams hosted the Buffalo Bills tonight.
Oh, I forgot they won last year.
Oh, that's why he's live.
Teams are using special new helmets
game
in
is on.
practice that are designed to reduce head injuries and concussions.
Oh, finally.
And the best part is they're all chocolate. That's all. You get hungry, you just break off a chunk and you're good to go. It was big night, sports-wise tonight.
That was sort of racist.
Back on NBC. Here on
No, it
ABC,
did
the
look like
return
a
of our
chocolate bar.
16th
Had the, like,
annual
the
pedestrian
squares.
belly flop competition. This is something we do every summer.
Pedestrian?
I mean,
so
who won the game? Because he didn't even say. And it's probably because LA lost.
Oh, hey, are they? Oh, wait, this is Hollywood Boulevard. Okay, so they kind of cleaned it up a little bit. I don't see
Yeah, LA lost 31-10, and that's why he's saying that.
on my fantasy team. Go, Prince.
All right, so he's just not going to even do a monologue.
He's the king now, so you have a
doing a
royal
monologue.
fantasy team?
I got it all, yeah.
And then we got over here on the YouTubes.
They cleaned up the street outside Jimmy Kimmel from, you know, last summer when we went and we saw a homeless man just sleeping out on the steps. So they definitely cleaned that up a little bit. So.
Steven Crowder.
Ooh. It's our first time doing this, so we don't know how long this will take.
Oh, it'll take a while, but we're gonna.
Oh wait, stop.
Here's.
Oh my God.
Has your husband ever made a stock purchase or sale based on information you received?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, this is so much better.
She's nuts, she yells and crows. All booze and hard benzos. She's blitzed, drunk, baked in stone.
Compared to my exuberances, as I said.
But somehow she still believes that none of us will notice.
Just like with the weird thing.
Sunday morning.
She'll blow a .18 and nothing's gonna happen. Yeah.
Threatens use of chemical weapons.
He's doing
pretty good, yeah. It's cute.
She's so twitchy. She's so
We are now.
Joplin without the talent. She's Courtney Lovely.
I love them.
She's so
Oh, they're doing the whole song parody.
Pelosi.
Zelensky photo.
She's high society. She's got the best of every.
Ew.
Why was she picking that girl's head? What the fuck?
She's brittle as she can be. Hope no one ever drops her. No.
It's just I have tried to be gracious.
'Cause she's so she's so twitchy. 'Cause she's so
I told you. She's got them rock hard tits.
I did not realize that until like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I did not know. You're so fine.
She's so
What?
I like older women with large, slightly floppy breasts.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Talking about cheap tagline, testing, tracing, treatment, mask wearing, sanitation, ventilation, social distance within the district. If we can't have a new nobody said a word. Did you even know about that trip?
She comes to speak to me.
Oh, using the R word. Uh-oh, getting banned from YouTube again.
Wow.
Are we?
What she says sounds so retarded.
And St. Patrick's name is now Zelensky.
'Cause somehow she's already.
Oh, ow. Ooh, wow.
I mean, but what the hell? That's weird.
There's some weird disturbance outside.
I know you're dying here with the time that we're up on, but we gotta wait until Fallon's on. So we got about 15 minutes left here. So we're gonna do some Joe Rogan and some Your Mom's House, and then we're gonna go over to Kimmel or to Fallon and out. So you gotta stay awake. If you fall asleep on camera, that's might as well have done this podcast with the Queen.
Ow. All right.
And with that,
wow.
I think we're here.
Why do you have to wait 15 minutes for Fallon?
Fallon is on at 12:05
Oh, really?
tonight
Is that
because of the
late?
game. Yeah.
Oh.
So we got to get over here.
Okay.
I don't know what happened here.
Well, we gotta hurry up because I gotta pee soon.
I know.
My bladder. I've been drinking
Well,
coffee.
you want to take a urine break right now? You can. I can gather us up our last three.
Yeah. All
Our
right.
last three here, and you take your pee break because we got a minute.
I do have a minute.
Yeah.
We all have a minute.
Actually, I'm just gonna leave the audio running, but we'll probably cut right now, and then we'll jump forward. All right.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
And snack time.
We're back.
Because I'm really hungry.
Yeah, but
I
the
only
more
want
you
some
eat
too.
that, the more you hear it on camera, It's kind of disgusting for the people that are listening.
Well, when I said I'm having popcorn, Alex, you could have said no.
Because I'm in control of you.
Yeah, it could have been like, hey, Kim, maybe it's not a good idea. But I was like,
But now it's you.
Alex lied to me and said that we were going to be done.
Well, here's
and then he's like, no, it's going to be done. Now we're going to be late. Ooh. Where's this? Oh, it's your mom's house. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
And no Sans Taylor video would be done without a look at our customers' gorgeous
What?
ass. Can we zoom
What is
in
this?
on that ass? Harry. Are you happy? Yes, I am. Say it again, they can't hear you. Yes, I am. I am very happy.
I was like, what? It's YMH. It's got to get weird. It can't be this. It just can't be this. I'm like, what's coming? What?
Welcome to your mom's house.
Do
you fish?
Burger, chicken nuggets. McDonald's. Cheeseburgers.
McDonald's, fish.
It's so good. It's so good. Thanks, McDonald's.
Thank you, McDonald's. Is a Happy Meal for a boy or a girl?
Yeah, what's up with that? Why don't you pick your own pronoun?
And the nuggets, I love the nuggets. When's the last time you had a Big Mac?
Many French fries.
You got a McDonald's, nigga?
Burgers.
Fish.
McDonald's. Go hardcore. If you're drunk, it's even better. How does $2.3 million?
Fish. I like these fries.
McDonald's. Cheeseburgers.
McDonald's. Fish.
Thanks, McDonald's. It's delicious.
Tell you, I can't remember the last time I had a fillet of fish, but it's fantastic.
Oh, fuck yeah. Great song. I think Fart Simpson made that. Is that right? Very talented.
It gets
guy.
me so motivated and happy about eating McDonald's again.
I got to tell you something. I think we are in a financial position now. We might be able to franchise a McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah.
And then Brian Simpson can go, you got a McDonald's, Edward?
Yes, we could.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if you can go wrong with. I mean, they're very expensive. It's up there. It's like, I mean, it's over $1 million. But it's also like, you got a McDonald's, N-word. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh my God! Can we put that sign in the front? Like, we got a McDonald's, N-word.
That seems cheap.
Just so that our fans could make a pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Like that would be the Mecca, McDonald's.
Yeah.
For YMH.
That's true.
People, it'd be so cool.
Yep.
So cool.
Or maybe we have somebody like a greeter. You know how Walmart has greeters?
Yes.
So you walk into McDonald's and somebody goes, "Welcome to McDonald's, nigga."
I'm sorry.
Like, what is
Another
this?
evil
They're
cackling.
so
I'm
like.
sorry. What is going on
They're
with the show?
so fucking. They're so self-involved.
I think to say that.
Listen to your own fan base, March. My God.
Wow.
Everyone thinks you're funny.
I could not be. I could not be
right.
so.
Right.
Brand.
I think I would rather watch Stephen Colbert than your mom's house.
Oh, that's harsh. That's no. I'm not that far
there,
gone.
the consistency.
Come on.
Can you Google what does it cost to
I
franchise
just don't find them
McDonald's?
funny. I don't
They're
think I love that
they're very
entertaining.
like in their own niche. Like they're like kind of telling their own joke.
Okay. You must have a minimum of $500,000 available in liquid assets.
Because I would never want to franchise a McDonald's.
Hold on. Fred can expect to shell out between $1.3 and
$2.3
million. Existing franchise prices can cost upwards of $1 million or more. Oh, so you can.
Why would you buy a McDonald's franchise in 2022?
Good fight.
Or you're kind
Good
of.
fight.
Is that
That's funny. They're comedians. It's funny.
That kind of breaks down. Oh,
They had a sponsorship with McDonald's too, and then this guy making a song about them. So now they want to buy McDonald's.
100 countries. Applicants. Okay, scroll a little down a little bit.
It's better than us sitting up here fucking
We just saw
eating popcorn.
understanding the cost. We've been around for more than 7 decades.
Have we really been funnier than your mom's house?
Applicants are required. All right, we got that. The cost of buying an existing franchise is based on the location's profitability, renovation, needs, sales volume. Could be upwards of $1 million or more.
Wait, and we learned from the documentary about McDonald's, remember? That it's the land.
Yeah.
It's on.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a real estate business, McDonald's.
Yeah, that's true.
But what a beloved brand. And can I tell you something? The one we have near our house.
Yeah.
For some reason, the goddamn ice cream maker is
McDonald's
always
really
broken.
beloved
That's not just
still?
there. That is
It's kind of like the
universal.
Queen.
What?
Yeah, that's a McDonald's.
No, it's been
thing.
around for a
That
long
is like
time.
the Queen. Like we need to
didn't
take
know
down
that?
McDonald's.
The complaint is always at the
I mean,
ice cream
who?
machine.
Like, come
I
on.
didn't know that.
Yes.
Like,
Well, why can't they fix it? They've got millions of dollars.
it kills people.
Just like the Queen.
Just like the Queen.
Just like the
Just like the
fucking
Queen.
Queen.
Just like the Queen.
She's
Come
just
on.
she's
It's
just
like
over here like acting like she didn't fucking kill people. Please.
And then you want more?
Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
What's happening, brother? We're up and rolling.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure
Excuse
to meet
me,
you
Elaine.
finally.
I know. This is. I'm excited to be here.
You're one of my favorite guys.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah, there's this group of guys that are coming up that are so good right now. I feel like this is a great time for like fresh up and coming comedy talent. It's like there's so many guys who've been doing comedy like 15.
So many
plus
guys.
years and just fucking start.
Guys.
This guy.
Guys,
This guy.
not
This
women.
guy. Yeah, fuck
really,
you.
Guys.
My
This guy.
closest friends, or they work
Guys.
their ass off, so that makes me work my ass off. I love it.
I love it too. That's so important. We were talking about
bruh.
Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis has this fucking bit
Guys.
last night about George Washington that's so good. It's so good. Like I was watching, I was like, God damn, this is great. Because it's like a perfect bit that combines his love of history with just like Shane, you know, like the way he acts things out. It's just, I don't want to give up any of it up. It's so fucking funny.
There's nothing worse than trying to paraphrase
Thanks,
another
Joe
comic's
Rogan.
bit that they're working on, and then they're like, "Why did you do that? You made my bit unfunny."
I would ruin it and I'd give it away. And on top of that, it's like it's very physical. Like you have to see it if you see it.
He's a rare combination of a great joke writer, but also a great performer.
Yeah.
I mean, when he did Trump speed dating in that sketch, that was like.
Oh, that was a good
I was
sketch.
like,
That was really
I
good
don't like
sketch.
Trump impressions. I think they're kind of an easy impression.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great Trump impression.
It's amazing, but with great lines.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Impressions, I don't like when people write off impressions, because impressions crack me up if they have good writing.
Right. That's the thing. It's like crowd work. Like you get like an extra bump off the fact that it's all happening live. Like, whoa,
course,
this is
yeah.
crazy.
Oh, you
But
still
if
have
someone's
stuff
good with it and they've got good lines,
I
it's fun
can't
to
eat
watch.
it because
Yeah,
it'd be
nothing is.
mean.
That's a mistake.
You don't
a lot of
want to
comics
in
make,
front
was
of
like,
people.
this is hack, or
I'm
it's like
hiding
nothing
this
is
over
inherently
here.
hack.
Right.
You know, things can be. Like I love like Kyle Dunnigan's impressions. I love his Bill Maher impression. I love like.
Yeah, let's not talk about other people's impressions. Let's go to this Shane Gillis impression because that was hilarious. I remember that now, and I want to see it now. And we got what? How many minutes left now? We got 5
11:59.
5
Don't we have
minutes
to still
till
watch
town.
Colbert?
No, we already got him.
No, we didn't get Colbert. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
we
did like
did.
that thing.
Did that weird thing where he was like, "I'm sorry, the queen died, but also let's talk about all these cousins." Oops.
We swear we planned this before she died.
So sorry.
I would rather watch the 40 minutes of retro 80s commercials that was popping up on YouTube.
Shane Gillis.
Welcome to speed dating. Each of
Why
you is
is
going to
it-
meet for
It'll
about 3
come up.
minutes. Then you're going to hear this buzzer.
We're weird.
Okay? And when that goes off, we're going to move to the next table. Ready to find some love?
Tana,
What are you doing here?
I was asked to speak at this hotel. It turns out there's some type of pussy banquet going on.
Give me a second.
You're really good.
Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit, ugly, fat, orange, fuck.
Social media. They had to take it away. I was too good. In fact, go ahead, put it back up.
It's
Put it
a
back
good
up.
impression.
People say I've got bad makeup. Tana looks like someone painted her face like a clown. That's what we're gonna call her. Tana, it the clown. She looks like him. She looks like she should be in a sewer, bothering children.
You're utterly disgusting.
I'm disgusting. I saw you walk in. I said, "Who's this? Is this a pig?" I didn't know they were letting pigs in.
You're a dictator.
Old sage, what a loser. What a loser she was. Somebody needs to tell her that her pussy stinks. When you walked in, I could practically smell you. Your vagina stinks. Smelled
You know
up
what?
the whole room.
No one here is gonna go on a date with you.
There'll be no problem there. I'll get a date. There's gonna be so many dates. People, whoa, this guy has so many dates. You, none. I don't even need a date, but I'll get a date if I want a date. You can go on Tinder. Have you heard of this? There's Tinder. You go beep boop pop, and there's pussy.
This is pretty exciting. I've never been on a date with a white guy before.
Hit the buzzer.
I mean, I'm just wondering what it would be like with something a little smaller.
Let me stop you there, Elaine.
I don't know who sat in this chair before me, but it's great.
I told her.
Any interest?
You're gay.
Hey, blame the dairy industry.
I would never suck a guy's dick. But if I did, it'd be one of the best sucks. A few years ago, women would have the flat butts. Not you. You've got a very nice one.
Thank you.
You know, I polled very well with the blacks. How am I polling with you? I saw you come in. I said, that's the one. The belle of the ball. You're the prettiest one.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you here. I'm not that interested in
You're the
I
ugliest.
just heard name tag
Do me a
decision.
favor. Could you take your gigantic perfect tits and leave? I don't recall saying I would get a date here, but if I did say that, maybe I will.
Oh my God.
Hello. Oh my God.
Do you like my shirt? I got it dyed at the special at the tackle shop. There's a 2-for-1 at the tackle shop, the beaten tackle. I can get you one.
You're fucking so accurate.
How are you, Mr. President?
Well,
I'm great, especially since you exposed all the Jews that were putting 5G in my brain.
How are you at oral sex?
Pretty good, to be honest. My teeth come out.
Siobhan, how would you like to go on a date with Donald Trump?
Yes, finally. Oh my God, I won. Did I win?
I got head.
Hey, go ahead. You got 2 minutes here. All right. Pull it back. We'll go live. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. We'll do Fallon live.
I'm really excited. I bought a pajama set tonight, and I can't wait to wear it. I almost wore it for...
Oh, I guess it was already on. Whoops.
Liar.
Oh, it
Liar,
said 12:05.
Alex.
I had failed. Oh, man. Oh, they said they pushed it to 2:05, but they didn't. So let's see. When did it start? Got to pull it back here. Oh, it might have just started. It just started. Because look, they're still doing the news here. They're still doing the news there. Yeah, it just started. It started like 10 minutes ago.
I think it started like a half hour ago.
15 minutes ago.
Half hour ago.
12 and a half minutes ago. Yes, actually a half hour ago.
Definitely could have.
I don't know why this one didn't say anything, and the other ones did. But this one did. And I think it's because the football game was on.
Alex is in trouble.
They still went on.
I could have been wearing my PJs, my new PJs by now.
He's still got the beard.
My
Why he's keeping the beard? All right, keeping the beard. Let's see if he stays impartial. Shown to his Midwestern fan base here. They didn't have an apology about taping before the Queen, so.
No, because it's live.
Oh, so Colbert's the only one that didn't go live?
Welcome to The Tonight Show.
Oh, Colbert, and then he did the Cousins thing. Oh, what a dick.
Well, guys, this is exciting. The 2022 NFL season kicked off tonight.
Maybe he didn't get the memo.
Right now, our viewers are like, am I really drunk or does Fallon have a beer? Oh, it was great to have football on TV again.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that many slow motion replays since Harry Styles sat next to Chris Pine. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, tonight's game was between the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams. Yep, Buffalo versus LA. It was basically the wings on your plate versus the celery. You know what I'm saying? I thought that the Buffalo Bills have the best odds to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. Meanwhile, the team with the worst odds are the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be very good. Check out the billboards they're using to sell tickets. This one says, the Houston Texans... Look, this next one says, the Houston Texans, we play the Chiefs. That's cool, I love that. Finally, it says, the Houston Texans, buy 4 tickets and you can... I would do it. But you guys, everyone's excited that the NFL is back.
Yeah, no apology, and they pre-taped it.
Banner fails. Hit it.
It's because they're just doing a football thing because they were the pre-tape for the football. Oh! Why did he dive at it?
Because he was being like, I'm going to dive at it. And he was like, that was a bad idea.
Well, every year, guys, the NFL introduces new rules that they're going to enforce in the upcoming season, and we actually got our hands on some of the updated penalties, and there's some pretty interesting ones here. Take a look. This first penalty is for when CVS has Halloween decorations, but it's still 95 degrees out. This next one is for when you say you got a haircut, but then don't say if it looks good. And finally, there's a penalty for it when you call that new Game of Thrones show by its actual name instead of that new Game of Thrones show.
Dragon? Yeah, nobody knows already.
Speaking of, did you guys see this? In the most recent episode of House of the Dragon, fans noticed that HBO forgot to cut out the green screen glove on a character who was supposed to be missing two fingers.
Oh no. Oh no.
Check this out. Look at this.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh no.
Already at the top?
People are upset.
Oh.
They want their show about children riding dragons to be 100% realistic. Meanwhile, the CGI guy's like, yeah, sorry about those two teeny fingers. I've been pretty busy, you know, with the dragons fighting each other. Haven't seen my kids in years. Worried about the fingers. I got a finger for you now.
Hey.
One of the Finger Lakes.
Guys, get this. Today, former Trump advisor Steve Bannon turned
Dude,
himself
they
into New York authorities over an alleged border wall scheme and was charged with conspiracy, fraud, and money laundering.
Ignored it?
Can we see Steve Bannon again? I'll be honest, based on that photo, I don't think he's ever laundered anything. When the judge asked Bannon how he pleads, he said, grimy. Now, Steve looked unkempt as usual. The judge was like, please approach the bench. Hey guys, I read that the FDA just approved a new anti-wrinkle treatment called Daxify that could be Botox's biggest competitor. Yeah, right now, the CEO of Botox is trying so hard to frown.
That's good.
If you're keeping track, there's Botox, Daxify, and a third one that doesn't work from Johnson & Johnson. Guys, I heard that Merriam-Webster just added 370 new words and terms to the dictionary, including sus, yeet, and metaverse. Yeah, it's a move that the Oxford Dictionary defines as... Finally, country music superstar Blake Shelton is on the show tonight. He's the best. I love that guy. Blake Shelton. He has a new single out called Nobody, but that's not the only song he's got out. There's another one that's sweeping the nation right now as we speak. It's actually a duet that I did with him in honor of the football season starting up. So here's the premiere of the music video for the #1 song in the world, I'll Bring the Ice, by Blake Shelton and me.
No, he's trying to make it this new corn guy.
What's everyone making music videos now? You have Jimmy Fallon. You have Stephen Crowder, you have Tim Pool.
Yeah. Moon's bright, so we're gonna do it right. Maybe hit the corner store to get a second bag of ice. All right, but I'll bet you one's fine. Well, I said I'd bring the ice, so I just wanted to suffice. Fine, then it's time to hit the room. One to stop and get some ice to keep the other ice cold. Here the gang's all coming and the cooler's filled with the lid closed tight, cause we gotta keep it chill, staying up all night, have the best time of our lives. You bring the party, I'll bring the ice. Roll it up, the Eagles have landed. 2 bags of ice, so I'm lifted two-handed. Barn park and nothing but truck. Drop both bags of ice on the ground.
This is a really bad SNL sketch.
He's like, SNL threw this away in 1997 and he picked it back up and was like, Hank Williams Jr.'s dead, but we can do this with Blake Shelton now. And his monologue was doing so well, but then he had to keep it in the top. Like, why do you want to do this music video in the top?
Because everyone's doing the music videos. Because maybe they're like, oh, everyone's watching those Stephen Crowder music videos.
Yeah, and so they're doing this shit. I don't know. But we're not listening to this one. The Nancy Pelosi one's so much better than this. Just do a Nancy Pelosi fucking song, Jimmy. It's just ice. Funny.
How about a cup of ice? Unbelievable.
And why is Blake Shelton fat? And then they're wearing like bigger clothes on him to make him look not fat. But look at his face. His face is fat. He got like fat.
Post-pandemic, yo.
Yep.
You bring the party, I'll bring the ice.
We all collectively gained at least 5 pounds.
Oh, I know, but like he don't need to hide it. He's being big. He also got married, so he's like gave up. Okay. Let's say another joke, please. No?
Great show. Blake Shelton is here to talk.
Oh, that was awful.
Cheesy Hadid is here.
Cheesy Hadid? All right. And on that note.
On that note.
Cheesy Hadid.
Okay, we hope you liked your
What did
format.
you? Yeah, well, I mean, what did you learn tonight?
That the Queen died. I learned that the Queen died.
I learned the Queen died. I also want to give mad respect to Hannity and that one dude, that one Dan dude
The News
from
Nation guy. News Nation guy, yeah.
News Nation guy was like trying to twist it, which just kind of didn't make sense because then both news programs on both sides of him were also covering it. When he's like, nobody's
I
been
have to
covering
say, I have to say the ReidOut. I feel like the ReidOut was also, they were gonna dive into some.
Yeah,
some
they were ready.
They were ready if we watched all of that. But yeah, I mean, a lot of coverage. It was all about the Queen. So we'll see.
I think we'll see, but I think that I think that you just give it the weekend and everybody's gonna stop even talking about this story.
Well, of course.
I don't think that this is even going to be something we're going to be arguing about, but it's funny to see that the Republican stance is to support the Queen and that the liberal stance is going to be that she's like an evil person. That's hilarious because I thought it would be the other way around. And it doesn't really matter because it's going to be like 15 seconds before we forget about this old lady.
Yeah.
And on to the next old man.
And the UK has a lot of problems right now. So,
because we got a what was it, like a super special person or whatever to worry about? A special master, yeah.
Special master.
Got a special master to worry about, and got to figure out who that is. That's supposed to happen on Monday. So our next episode next week, we might find out who
the special master is.
Who the Zacudo master is, or whatever. This is the first week of 10 weeks, 9 weeks till the election.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty big news story to start off with.
What else was there? Well, the Memphis thing. That was it, right? It was just the Memphis thing, the Trump stuff, and then the mostly the Queen.
Yeah, mostly the Queen. Yeah.
And
that was it.
Yeah, that's it.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
I don't think of anything else.
Stephen Crowder did the Nancy Pelosi thing, but that was just comedy. But if you want to call it that, yeah, or whatever. Yeah, it's serious comedy.
Anyway, it's past my bedtime.
So I think we're gonna do 1 to 2 more hours. This next hour is dedicated to Elaine. We're gonna watch only Animal Planet news shows and see if she agrees with the conservative or the Democrat ones. Yeah.
There's Democratic Animal Planet shows and Republican Animal Planet. Or animals. Is it the shows or the animals?
It's both the animals and the shows. Like they come around different times of day.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering, like, where did they get their origins of the animals? Like, why is the Republican Party elephants? And why are the Democratic Party asses?
Maybe on the start of the next episode.
Yeah,
we can look that up and we can tell you what we found.
Yeah, because
I'm interested too.
Really
I'm interested too.
To be a donkey, that's like a jackass. It's not really like.
I just remember that I had discovered that there were animals even when I was on my 8th grade field trip to DC. I didn't even know there was animals associated to it. And all of a sudden they had all these sculptures of elephants and donkeys, and I was like, this is shit. And it was in DC, and I was just like, and I bought one of each.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious too, because now it's so polarizing.
That's what's wrong with the third parties. They need to have their own animals.
We'll look that up too. We'll see if there's any animals in these third parties.
Yeah.
And if there isn't, we'll give you some recommendations for these third party animals. Yeah. We're the third party animals.
Arr.
Arr.
I mean, pirates. I was gonna make like a growl, but I'm just too tired.
And then I followed it, which clearly signals that this is way too late.
Yeah.
This is no news is the news, or not the news is the news, or No news.
No news is the news.
No news is the news. No news is the news.
I don't know.
Is the news of the no news.
It seemed like a really good title. We'll see.
No news is the news.
No news is the news.